3, 2, 1. That was a solid fucking clap. Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's going to be a great show. Ig Bass.
It's the same.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it's the same one that Mince does, just instead of Saturday.
Ig Bags. That's good. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Ig Bags. It's going to be a great show. It's always a great show. It's Macrodosing, the only podcast that you can find on Amazon. We're the only podcast that's available on there. And it's nice to be on there. If you're listening to us on Amazon, that's wonderful. If you're listening to us on iTunes, that's great. Spotify, wonderful. Or if you're watching on YouTube, that's cool too. That's the Grand Slam, if you can do all 4 of them. A few people tried to do the hat trick last week, but now we've got 4. So if somebody does the Grand Slam, let us know. Salute to you. We are back. It is Thursday, November 17th. Thursday, November 17th. I am excited to be talking to you guys. We've got a lot to get into today. Arian, how are we doing?
Fucking great, man. How are you doing?
Fucking awesome. How are you, Big T?
I'm doing great also.
Not fucking great?
No, just great.
You're just fucking normally? Fucking regular?
Just great.
Billy, how are you?
I'm whelmed.
Avery?
Fucking phenomenal.
Fucking phenomenal. Mad Dog.
I'm awesome today.
All right. Wow. The vibes are really high in the studio.
It's kind of
right now.
weird.
Yeah.
I wonder what changed recently.
Mercury retrograde? What changed?
My moon
Billy?
is in the 7th house.
What changed?
What changed?
No, guess who's back?
Who's back?
Donnie T.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
No, I'm
Yep.
joking.
Donnie T.
No, I mean,
Your boy.
he's not my boy. He announced his presidency at an obnoxiously early stage of the campaign. I just kind of wanted to get the Trump talk out of the way because I have a feeling hopefully it doesn't just crowd up all media for the next 2 years till the election.
They cut away from him. Even Fox News cut away from his "Hello, I'm Donald Trump" celebration last night. And I got to be honest, I watched some of it. Donald Trump is nothing if not a showman. Seemed a little low energy. Seemed a little Jebbish.
Yeah.
Maybe spending all that time in Florida as he's converted to like half Jeb.
That's not what you want.
No, it's not. I mean, very low energy. He at one point he did the Jeb move, which was, you remember the old please clap? His audience started to like make their way over towards the exit at Mar-a-Lago because they're like, hey, can we get back to the prime rib and go get a cocktail, whatever, maybe mingle with some Russian spies. And they were keeping them in the banquet room. The security would not let people leave. It was like, please stay. Please stay for the remainder of the speech. And Trump was playing some of the hits. His strategy so far seems to be, the reason why I lost, I didn't really lose in 2020, but if I did, the reason why I lost was because you guys don't realize how badly things will get under Joe Brandon, and Brandon will make things so bad 2 years from now that you won't recognize this country. There'll be blood in the streets, and only I will be able to save you from the hellscape that's coming to America. So that's the strategy that he's going for right now.
He also played a cover. He played a cover of Filipino president.
His whole thing sounded like a cover of himself.
Well, he did a cover of the Filipino prime minister who said that he wanted to kill and execute all drug dealers. Trump did a cover of that. So
Duterte?
Yeah, Duterte, a guy who actually did that, and Trump was going off about that, and that's not the right way to handle that situation. If he said if he maybe made it like fentanyl related, but like all drug dealers, there's too many conservatives who smoke weed. Kind of, I think that's missing the mark.
Yeah, a lot of conservatives smoke weed. Weed has become a bipartisan issue, which is very cool. I don't know, was he talking about like the Sackler family?
Yeah, well, that actually I'd be down with.
Murdering the Sacklers? Not murder, putting them on trial, finding them guilty.
Then sentencing to death.
Not extrajudiciously. And as somebody that does not believe in the death penalty, I'll just say, just lock them up.
Yeah.
The Sackler family. That's an interesting strategy, though, to go with like, let's murder all or let's kill all drug dealers.
Because a lot of people love their drug dealer. And they're like, no, you can't leave him alone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not voting for you.
The political memes in the next couple of years are going to be incredible. With Fetterman, Trump running again, like it's just going to be, the internet's going to be really fun again. I'm excited for that.
It could be. It could be. Once again, I have what I think that all Americans should be able to get behind for Donald Trump. I think that we should all agree that we'll tell Donald Trump, we'll act like he's running for president. I think there should be camera crews that follow him around this entire time. I think that we should put him in a Truman Show-like environment. We tell him he wins on election night, and we create all those graphics, and we build an exact replica of the White House, have him live in the White House with cameras everywhere. We do Hard Knocks, Donald Trump's White House, and it's a weekly show that comes out on HBO for the next 4 years.
I love that.
I think we can all get behind that, right? Like, have him believe that he's president, and then we'll all watch, because if you love Donald Trump, if you hate Donald Trump, we're all addicted to finding out more about what he's doing and the stuff that he's saying. So, just put him in, do Hard Knocks, the White House.
I like that. Is he coming back to Twitter, by the way? Do we know if that's confirmed?
Elon Musk he's convening a round table of moderators, and they're going to make decisions on who's getting let back on. So I don't know what any of that means. And Elon might just change his mind tomorrow.
Yeah.
The crazy part is that the way he's done it is totally just beat any other Republican nominee to the punch in a way. Like, this is actually kind of a bad move for him, because he might crash and burn by just like being out there already.
I don't know. You saw some people, I think for the most part, Republicans are like, please don't run. I think you saw a lot of that last night. People don't want him to run because they're afraid he's going to lose. They're afraid he's going to say things that'll disenfranchise some of the more moderates out there. And just a lot of Americans don't care for Donald Trump as a person. So I think a lot of Republicans don't want him to run. But then you still have some people like Lindsey Graham immediately said, like, excellent speech, sir. Well done. And I think if Donald Trump can keep this sort of tone that he had last night and prevent himself from flying off the handle, then he's got a great chance at winning this next election. And so I don't know what Lindsey Graham, like, have you been around Donald Trump? Like, he's not going to be able to stop himself or hold himself back from insulting people or like going full Trump. That's what he does, and that's what he does best. And that's why when anyone tries to like come at him and take him down, you can't out Trump. And so no, Lindsey, he's not going to do that. Like, you should know, above all people, Lindsey Graham should know that he's not going to be able to hold himself back. But yeah, I think for the most part, Republicans don't want to see him.
Yeah.
What's your reaction, Arian?
I mean, I knew he was going to do it. I just think the world is it's that you can't capture magic twice, right? So like he had that shock and awe factor when he first ran, and now I think it's just kind of he don't get the same feel, and so like I mean this is a very arbitrary number, but like the majority of Republicans or the majority of conservatives in general, like that like him. They don't like him for any like policy reason, right? They just like him because of the vibes. And so his vibes are going to be different. And so I don't think he's not going to have a stronghold like he did. And he's not going to run somebody's going to run against him in the Republican Party. It's going to be Ron DeSantis. And so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm just not as interested in it. But it's gonna be entertaining, I guess.
I think we're gonna see a 1964 Barry Goldwater situation.
Yeah,
where they split the vote.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump could run for president on his own ticket as an independent and probably get 20% of the vote.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
And that's just. But there was actually two comedians in the crowd who like were dressed as classic Trump bros, like blazers, red hat, and then halfway through the speech they just started screaming at him, "Yo, this is boring!" And they got
the good liars. The good liars. They've been doing that shit for years.
Was
been doing that shit for years.
Was that the recent at his announcement, or was that old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
was old. Yeah,
because I mean, he kind of doesn't hit the same as someone who was 17 during 2016, like young, dumb, and found him funny and was like kind of like laughing at him like everyone was back then. He doesn't hit the same.
I think he's like a a one-hit wonder song. Like I'm trying to think what I would. Okay, you remember that commercial where the scoop? There it is, guys. Like for the first couple months when that came out, it was like this is awesome. It's tag team, and they're doing a commercial for Geico. Like this is very funny. They're making ice cream. That's cool. And then after a few months, you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then now, if that commercial came on, I'd be like, oh god, this fucking commercial again. You know, there's like a burn rate out there with it. I think that's probably the best analogy I've ever come up with.
What is it? I feel like women talking about abortion rights or something. Big T, what do you feel about this?
About Trump?
I like that, Aaron. Yeah, no, you're right.
That was a weird lead in.
No. It's like this is not our conversation to have.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a shit either way because I don't like him, but you do. So it's like I wonder what you feel about.
I don't like him.
Oh, you don't like Trump?
Certainly. I think it's bad that he's running.
Big T, can I? This is what I've always interpreted about your political leanings. That you don't like Donald Trump, but you do like that he makes people that you find annoying pissed off.
Not even necessarily that. I think he governed fairly effectively. I don't think his demeanor and just his whole vibe, like y'all have said, is going to work a second time. Well, it's already borne out that it didn't work a second time. This is the third time. And I think it's bad that he's going to split the Republican Party and probably ensure a loss.
Yeah.
So I am not in favor of him doing what he's currently doing.
Yeah, I think that.
But my thoughts on him as a person are, I don't love him. He was a better president than I would have anticipated. But I think it's very bad that he's trying to run it back again.
I think he'll do some shit like run as an independent to spite Republicans that go against him.
To
like,
punish people.
He's that petty, dog.
Thus proving that he's like not really a Republican and is just kind of in this for shits and giggles.
What if he?
I think he's just a. I don't want to say he's a narcissist, but he's like an extremely selfish person.
100%. He's a classic narcissist. I mean, I think what we might see is he might go independent, but then totally flip the switch and just start pushing policies that might help him win over Democrats, and like just totally show that all he wants is to win, and like he doesn't self-serve any ideology, and he just wants to achieve.
Not a single Democrat in this country that would vote for Donald Trump.
But what if he what if he went super like?
There are people that voted for Obama that vote for Trump.
Yeah, but I don't think those people are like classic Democrats.
Tim Pool.
I think they're
the disaffected liberals. I love those guys. They're like anyone that rebranded to being a Republican, but also like still like, hey, I'm a liberal. But now Republicans have become liberals, so that's who I vote for.
But those same
guys are
people,
hilarious.
Those same people turned around and then voted for Biden again, and then it's those states that Trump had to win, Michigan, Wisconsin, all those like factory workers and things like that who. I don't think they're tied to either party. It's kind of a working class who speaks to them.
What if he just starts going trust busting? He comes out, goes super leftist, says, we're actually taking out the corporations before I supported them because they funded me. We're actually going to go, like French Revolution, eat the rich. Like, let's like, I'm
Medicare for all.
Yeah.
I actually think that Donald Trump
2024, baby.
I think that Donald Trump, he flirted with populism a lot, and he flirted with a couple leftist policies sometimes. And if he had actually embraced them, I actually think that he would have wiped the floor with Biden. I think if he had,
which ones?
Well, so he kept talking about how he's going to reform healthcare. That plan's coming out 2 weeks from now. You just wait, set your alarm. It'll be out in 2 weeks. But he talked about it a lot. Like he was gonna repeal Obamacare, replace it with something much, much better, something that you would not even believe it's so good. And if he had in that moment done some sort of Medicare for all policy, he probably wins the popular vote like 80% to 20%. Yeah. Like if he does that and he legalizes marijuana at the federal level, I honestly think that a shitload of people on the left would have voted for him, despite the fact that they already hated him
In
for
2020?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
I have
Maybe not after COVID and all that bullshit, but I think
I'm kind of there's a big leftist
I have a path to victory.
movement that I think would have voted for him for sure.
I have a path to victory.
if Donald
for
Trump came out tomorrow and said that he was putting in Medicare for all in his platform,
I'd vote for
if
him.
I believe that he was actually going to, that's the thing is he probably wouldn't do it. But like, if I had a guarantee that he would put it in there, I would probably vote for Trump.
Wait,
Guys,
one second. I'm actually fascinated by what Arian just said. There's one single issue that you would vote for Trump if he implemented it.
Absolutely.
That's interesting to me. I wouldn't have thought that.
well,
Wait,
I think more people should
Well, there's a
vote on
there's a
policy
reason.
and not on the person.
Yes. I'm a policy-driven voter. Like, I don't give a fuck about the vibes and what you feel like and if he's old enough or he looks stupid. None of that shit matters. I vote on policy. And Medicare for All would absolutely revolutionize our Medicare system. It would change the like big pharma. It would change how all of that shit goes down. It would absolutely revolutionize this country overnight. And that would be the biggest like policy-driven vote ever. Like,
it would save
if you
millions
get,
of
like,
lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a humanitarian, a very pessimistic human being, but I'm a humanitarian. Like I want to save people. Like, and so many people die because they can't get insulin. So many people die because they don't want to go to the hospital because it's too expensive. Like I didn't go to the dentist until I was fucking 19 years old. Couldn't afford it. But I got great teeth, luckily. But like a lot of people can't afford to be healthy. Like, and I don't give a fuck who puts that into play. If they putting it into play, you got my vote.
Yeah. So this would be crazy. Path to winning for Donald Trump. Donald Trump runs as an independent, gets Bernie on the ticket in some possible way.
Again,
Just pushes and then Barry Goldwater's the moderate voter and just gets both sides of the horseshoe and just fucking gets
the great unifier.
Yeah. He's just like
he's tying the two strings together at their end.
yeah.
Over the top.
He just gets Bernie Sanders up there with him, be like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're actually going after everybody. Like,
Well, the thing is, like, that's what you're describing is kind of like what Bernie Sanders would want to do on his own. You're just saying, like, if Bernie Sanders had Donald Trump's personality,
yeah.
then that's what you're looking for.
If you could get that 1-2, that would deal with a lot of, the corruption in Washington and actually push a third party that could, the Swamp Busters, just like the superhero team of Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, and just get all those voters who didn't vote for Hillary in 2016 and then split the Hillary vote between DeSantis and whoever the hell the Democrats are going to run. That might actually be his path to victory. But that's just a fan fiction of mine.
You're over here, definitely mosaically putting together a politician.
No, but like having Bernie, the
Frankenstein.
VP.
Trump did file under the Republican Party though, like on his FEC form.
Yeah.
Can he change that though?
Yeah.
yeah, if you lose in the primaries, you can just run by yourself if you want.
Well, it's going to be an interesting couple years.
Because Bernie's an independent. He just runs on a Democratic ticket because
Got it.
you have to.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened? A Democratic nominee and a Republican nominee both don't get their nomination, then they combine on one ticket and just try to.
I think Lincoln did that. If I'm not mistaken, I think he wanted to run with a Democrat. If I'm not mistaken, there was something like that.
Yeah.
Teddy
Like fan of-
Roosevelt.
Fact check me. Somebody fact check me.
let me
I
find
believe it's Lincoln though.
Teddy Roosevelt ran under the Bull Moose Party
Oh,
because he was upset with the major parties that were in power at that point. That's when he got shot and still gave his speech.
what a beast.
Fucking baller.
King.
That's wild. Can you imagine? Like nowadays, I am not advocating violence against any government official, but I'm just reminiscing. Like how, like, because like the news cycle is so crazy nowadays. Like if there was a president assassinated, like nowadays, how crazy that shit would be, dog. That would be bananas.
There was the shooting at the last time I think government officials were hit with bullets was at that baseball game.
Oh, the congressional softball practice.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
That was, I mean, and people like they did survive getting shot playing
Yeah.
baseball.
I'm trying to think. When Teddy got shot, that was before radio, really.
Yeah.
So you could shoot a president and nobody would know until like the next day.
McKinley got shot in Buffalo.
That's wild.
and that's how TR ended up in office.
Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt, youngest president to ever take the oath of office. John F. Kennedy, youngest president to ever be elected
Whoa,
to the office of president.
that's awesome.
Arian,
got
by the
shot.
way, in 1864, rather than renominate Vice President Hannibal Hamlin, the convention, I guess the Republican National Union National Convention, selected Andrew Johnson, a war Democrat, as Lincoln's running mate, who later became president.
That's what I thought.
And then we impeached him, right?
Did he get impeached?
We tried to.
Are we? Yeah,
we
Andrew
tried to
Johnson
impeach him.
impeachment after, because that was after Lincoln got shot.
Yeah.
Wasn't that had to do, they thought that the shooting he was like trying to Lyndon B. Johnson him.
He had something involved. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure about that one. But Teddy Roosevelt got shot, delivered his speech. He had the bullet still in his pectoral muscle. Because I think he might have been shot before when he served in the military.
Oh yeah.
And so he diagnosed his own bullet wound as being, okay, that's just stuck in the muscle. It didn't penetrate. It's not beyond my ribs. I can give this speech. And then he takes out his glasses case and his notepad, hoped to stop the bullet. And so his speech that he had folded up in his pocket actually had blood on it from him bleeding out as he was giving the speech.
Dude, he's so
Pretty wild.
sick.
Badass.
It is
He's-
pretty badass.
he's my number
what a
one.
bro.
He is my number one hero, American hero. And I don't think he did anything problematic that I could find.
Teddy Roosevelt?
Did he?
We could probably, yeah.
There's something he did probably. Fuck. But he's just so sick.
He was sick. He was in the Rough Riders.
Separate the sickness from
The artist.
oh,
From the down.
from the down.
Has any president had something like as lasting as the teddy bear?
So
Ooh,
that
that's a good point. The Lincoln log.
I think that's phased out now, though.
But does it count if they're on like money?
No.
No, like
Yeah.
something that's like that's like
I
their
didn't-
thing.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't realize the teddy bear was because of Teddy Roosevelt.
I don't think that's originally true, but it got the name.
Right, but the name Teddy Bear is after Teddy Roosevelt, right?
Right, but the original teddy bear I think was like a toy manufacturer in Germany, and then Teddy Roosevelt found the black bear after the burnt down American forest, and that was Smokey.
Yeah.
And then when like someone was seen as a picture with a bear, because there was a famous picture of him with a bear cub, and I think that was like one of the first circulated images
Mhm.
of a man with a bear cub. So everyone was like teddy bear.
Yeah, I think Teddy Bear, Lincoln log.
But is
The
Lincoln
Lincoln,
lawn
the Lincoln Douglas debate. Yeah, because he grew up in a log cabin. That's why they call it a Lincoln log.
Oh.
So the Lincoln Douglas debate, I was reading something about that the other day. You know how we always talk about those as being like a great representation of American democracy. It's, you know, the art of debate. You choose your politician based on their conversations with each other, on their policy and the arguments that ensue. I'm pretty sure that like Lincoln fucked Douglas's wife at some point. I might be mixing that up.
Actually, I had Lincoln might low key be the Pete Davidson of his day.
Okay, go on.
From there's rumors about Lincoln having a very high voice and just being like super strong and all this stuff. And then I think we once had the conversation early in the show's existence that there was rumors that Lincoln was like related to an Algerian immigrant, but that might have been like spread by the South during the Civil War.
Okay.
Tie that to Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, like people think that, you know, he was just another tall guy, slightly awkward, who gets a lot of bitches.
Okay.
Lincoln had bitches, you saying?
Yeah, he was rumored to have like, but I don't know how much of that was like from the time, just fake news.
I think it was.
You were ugly though, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah, but no,
But Pete Davidson's ugly.
I can see that happening because girls like guys that have a thing.
he said that so matter of factly.
No, but that's like the joke. That's like the joke. I didn't mean Pete,
Pete Davidson's ugly.
but like everyone's like,
I wouldn't fuck him.
He's not conventionally
right
attractive.
He has
I don't know. I say Lincoln ugly because look, come on, dog, look like a.
But how many hot people were there in 1860?
That's another thing. Yeah, you're right. Motherfuckers was ugly back in the day. Like everybody.
When did we get hot?
Everybody was just 5. Everybody was just walking around.
I think we got hot 40 years ago, Mad Dog?
Yeah, there was not a lot going on.
Post-war.
No, that's not true. Marilyn Monroe was hot.
I'm talking about guys, I guess.
Okay, let's see. So who are some? Babe Ruth.
Not hot.
Shit. Who's a hot guy from back in the day?
Exactly.
George Clooney.
No. From back in the day,
He's still alive.
Yeah, but he was alive 50 years ago.
Morgan Freeman.
Paul Newman.
Ooh, Paul Newman was hot. Robert Redford.
Yeah,
Robert Redford is a good one.
Rebel Without a Cause.
James Dean.
Marlon Brando. James Dean.
James Dean, yeah. They were
Frank Sinatra was straight.
I'm giving them more handsome than hot, though.
Oh, you want.
I want.
You want like a.
Wait, you wouldn't
a
get
guy.
on James Dean's motorcycle with him?
Have you,
All of a sudden, handsome people can't get bitches too.
Hey, Maddie. Frank Sinatra sang you a little. I do it my way.
No, I'm not. They
you
are,
right by a Zeus.
They're all they're all handsome. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that, I wouldn't consider them sexy. I don't know. They're handsome. Also, they're so much older than I was.
Do we get
Charles
more? Do we get more sexy as a species?
Yeah,
Does it incrementally grow with life expectancy? Is that correlated?
because more youthful. Well, youth is
no, you're older for longer.
I think we're definitely youthful. If you look at high schoolers in the 80s and the 70s, they look like 30-year-olds.
Microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say
they're anti-aging.
Are they?
No, that's what everyone's saying. Why?
I will say I feel like people are starting to look younger, but that also might be us getting older, looking at the younger generation.
Yeah, actually,
that's definitely an element for sure. But if you look at pictures of 80s, in the 80s, they look like adults.
Yeah, at 10 years old.
If you look at pictures
of high school.
If you looked at a picture of me from high school, you guys who've you'd be like, that's a child.
Same.
We should do that. We should put a post up like that. Everybody submit a high school picture. That'd be funny.
Okay.
The Lincoln marriage, most observers of Abraham Lincoln's marriage have been impressed with their sexuality. Apparently Lincoln and Mary Todd were fucking.
PDA?
Impressed with their sexuality. You know how much you have to fuck to make your biographer impressed with your...
To be fair, in the 1860s, it probably wasn't that much.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
See, I think the opposite.
Think there was more sex? No, because every time you had sex in the 1800s, you were going to get pregnant. Yeah.
Possible, baby.
But they had 30 kids back, or not 30, but they had 15
but there was
kids
so much more cheating going on back then, though, dog. Because no iCloud, you could get away with so much, dog. Oh my god, the cheating was
no iCloud.
There's so many kids that think they are part of a family that they not. Lineage is fucked up because there's no way of getting caught. If you got caught cheating back then, you had no game.
And there's so many stories of a Reddit stories of Ancestry.com results ruining families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, back then,
That's
women
fire.
couldn't do. If you cheated on your wife, what was she gonna do?
What do you mean?
The milkman carries Jimmy's around.
But you couldn't. A woman couldn't just go be single.
Yeah, you probably couldn't just
couldn't
leave.
Get divorced.
Because then you're damaged goods back in at that time period. It's what happened with her?
Little women said, marriage is an economic proposition.
That's still a thing actually. A lot of abuse cases are like that. When you're abused, they stay because they're tied financially to that person. Mm-hmm. That's actually still a real big problem.
I mean, you couldn't open your own bank account back then as a woman.
Yeah.
So you can't leave and just go be a single.
You used cheating was so easy.
I think cheating was just expected.
It happened just. My mom found out when she was 60 or 55 that she had a sister.
A full sister?
Yeah, well, a half sister.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not a full sister.
Damn.
That would be even weirder. It's
yeah.
We had a sister and then we just gave it to
No. That actually happened to my buddy.
Us about it.
That actually happened to my buddy. Actually, he kind of shout out Jerry. Jerry turns out Jerry got married. Jerry's the best. Love Jerry. I think I talked about Jerry before.
Sure, love Jerry.
Jerry got married to a woman. And
nice, good work, Jerry.
Turns out Jerry, way back in the day when he first met this woman, the woman got pregnant, didn't know it was Jerry's, gave the baby away, and then when they got married and had children, then now just coming up today, Jerry found out that he had another daughter, and like just she showed up to
Classic
the family.
Jerry.
How old is your friend?
Jerry's like he's getting up there.
Sounds
But
like
Jerry,
he's had some life experience.
Jerry
Yeah,
now,
what does up there mean to you?
Jerry's
Yeah.
just does tons of weed nowadays because he used to be drinking a lot and he
Does
used to smoke a
tons
lot.
of weed.
Yeah,
You
how
don't- you
old
don't
is this
smoke
guy?
at all,
Jerry, I
do
think
you?
he's like 70 plus. He's
Wait,
always trying
what? Wait.
He's trying to give me gummies all the time.
How do you know this?
Because he's the best.
Jerry
He-
sounds.
Jerry taught me
creepy
how
as
to.
fuck.
No, Jerry's not creepy. Jerry taught me how to smoke meats the other day. Like
Is this
smoke
Jersey
briskets.
Jerry?
No, this is my buddy Jerry.
But he's 70?
Yeah.
You saying you have a 70-year-old friend named Jerry that
Yes,
teaches you how to cook and tries to give you gummies?
I met him. He's just.
How did you meet him? How
I
did
met
you
him.
meet him?
Okay, this is. I met him by a dock. I met him on the dock. That
As one does. Just hanging out by the
he's
dock.
a family friend. He's a family friend.
Yeah, I bet he is.
This is getting. This is getting.
That's how it usually starts.
Because we met him. He's a really awesome guy. Hopefully, I don't know if
I'm
that
going
was
to
too
go out on a
personal
limb
of
here
his
and say
family
that
story.
Jerry doesn't listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, actually, he might. I don't know. I hope I didn't.
Would you like
Just,
to keep tabs on you? Make sure you don't tell anybody.
yeah, but Jerry's awesome.
All right.
I bet.
Shout out Jerry for all that, for everything. It's well done.
Jerry has lived a fucking life.
He has.
Jerry's
man.
killing it right now.
Man.
Absolutely killing it. Yeah. So if you got caught cheating, you had to be really cheating to get caught.
Well,
back
you
in
just
the
had
day.
if you used the rubber probably revolutionized, like birth control probably revolutionized cheating because then you really couldn't get found out.
Well, they started out with they were using like lambskin, right?
yeah,
Sheep
Roman
intestines,
times.
things like that.
I don't know the
So-
history of rubbers, man. That'd be interesting.
Library of Alexandria apparently had a plant on file that was supposedly like the best birth control. It was a plant that grew in ancient times that went extinct because people knew it was birth control, so everyone was taking it, and then it got over harvested, and then they had the seeds in the Library of Alexandria. It was there in Roman times, but then Library of Alexandria burnt down, and we have no more real record of what it was, all the drawings of it.
We should do maybe an episode on the 7 wonders of the world, because I just found out today. What do you guys think is the farthest? I'm in a trivia league that asked this question today, so I've already answered it. And I got it right. Hell yeah! So by the time this comes out, it'll already be too late if anybody out there is in that same league. The farthest east of the natural 7 wonders. Excuse me, it's not natural. The farthest east of the 7 wonders of the world. This location was destroyed in like 1 AD, if it ever existed at all. So now they're saying it might not have existed. What is that place?
Oh,
Wait, farthest east?
Farthest
of,
east.
Say this?
What is the farthest east of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? It was destroyed in 1 AD, if it ever even existed at all.
are we talking about the Gold City? Was the Great Gold City that I think was either in the Amazon or it was in Africa.
That's not east, though.
It's supposed to be east.
Farthest east world wonder is the Great Wall of China, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's
The se-
man-made.
Yeah, the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So the ancient.
Oh, I don't know those. I don't know those.
So we gotta know what the 7 wonders of the ancient world were. But
Mhm.
one of the is
Yeah, I
one
don't
of
know
them
those.
this wonder.
Yeah, it's the furthest east of them.
Is it the guy who stood and you had to sail between his legs to get out of the Mediterranean?
No, this is. I'll just tell you, it's the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Oh.
Which sounds like a pretty cool place, but now people are saying that it might not have even existed.
I don't actually know about that. Saddam built his palace looking over the ruins of Babylon,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, so it was in Iraq, and it resembled a large green mountain constructed of mud bricks, containing tiered gardens with a wide variety of trees, shrubs, and vines. So it sounds pretty cool. Sounds like a fun place to go visit, but now people are saying it might not exist.
Huh.
But yeah, we should do an episode on The Seven
Ancient
Wonders.
We need to watch that Ancient Apocalypse because they talk about tons of ancient wonders. Just because that guy is a
Speaking
huge-
of which, did y'all see Black Panther 2?
Not yet.
No.
Oh. Well, I won't say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it good?
I did not like it.
All I heard was Michael B. Jordan was mid.
I don't think he's that good of an actor in general, but he did what he was supposed to do in the movie. But
He can do whatever he wants.
So, wow, Mad Dog.
I hear you.
Bonk.
I hear you, Maddie.
I don't care.
Aaron, we need to get a clip of you saying why you don't like it so that we can have you go on the Jason Whitlock show.
Oh hell no! Fuck that dude.
Where does
Wait,
his
he
show
said he don't
air
like it
these
either.
days?
Oh shit! What does he say?
I'm not.
Well,
I'm just anticipating that he'll find like some satanic reason why this is not a good movie, and why our children
Jason
are being
Whitlock's a
corrupted watching it.
Nah, he's a fucking dork. But I didn't like it because I don't want to give anything away, but I think the entire movie had to pivot once Chadwick died, and then you can tell it was just kind of put together. I think they did a good job for what time period they had. But I say this without being disrespectful to the cast because I feel like they're all talented, but it felt like it didn't have a star. You know what I mean? Like movies are movies unless a script can carry it. Like there are certain scripts that are written that can carry it, and it doesn't matter who the fuck is there. But it just lacked a star. Like it lacked it didn't have, and no disrespect. I said no disrespect to the character or to the actors playing it. I just don't feel like any of them were on the level of Chadwick Boseman, and it's just big shoes to fill.
Who's the new Black Panther if there is one?
I'm not
Okay.
gonna spoil it. That would be spoiling
That
it.
def-
But you know what I found out though? This might be a little bit of a pivot. Guess who turned down Avatar, bro?
Who?
Fucking Matt Damon was supposed to be Jake Sully.
No, it was actually
He turned it down.
it was Mark Wahlberg.
I thought it was, and then I showed my girl. She was like, "That's Matt Damon." So I moved it.
No.
But like, no, he turned it down. He was supposed to. He was shooting Born Identity like 8 or whatever the fuck it was. And James Cameron called him. He was like, "This movie's gonna work with or without you, but we want you in it." And he was like, "I'm tied to this."
Huh.
That'd have been fire because Jake Sully, he's just not that good of an actor to me. But Matt Damon would have killed that shit.
They always get foreign actors because they can pay them less. Like if you notice in a lot of
He's foreign?
yeah, he's an Australian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Matt Damon?
Wow.
Not Matt Damon, the guy they have played Jake Sully.
Oh, I don't
didn't
even
know
know who that is. So
Uh
I know who Jake Sully is. I don't know who the actor is.
by the way, that drives conspiracy theorists nuts is Chadwick Boseman's death. That's something there
Why?
because it was did anyone else feel like it was sudden out of nowhere and it was like what? It drives conspiracy.
No, he kept it.
Yeah, he
kept
just
it,
like
kept
didn't
it
tell
quiet.
anybody on purpose.
He kept it quiet.
So people are saying
I think anything drives conspiracy theorists nuts. They just sit at home and think about things that they shouldn't.
are people saying that he like got vaccinated and then
no,
he died?
no. More like he became such a big star, but like Hollywood didn't want to pay him, so it was just easier to kill him type thing.
Okay.
What?
Sometimes people die.
Yeah, some people just don't
Every
tolerate
now and then.
I
Some,
mean, literally everybody.
some people are just hard at processing trauma.
I wouldn't know. That's solipsism, though.
What's
You guys could all
solipsism?
be fake. Solipsism is the philosophy that everyone around you is not a person or
Yeah.
is not experiencing life like you are experiencing it. It could be just like a simulation or it could be just fake. It could be, but there's no way. They call it hard solipsism. There's no way of knowing that you're not the only one of you.
That's
Quigs.
Quigs. He thinks everyone's
I was-
NPCs.
Quigs was like, and I was like that when I was little.
Yeah. Remember we had Quigs on the show like a year and a
months
half
ago?
ago? couple months, like a year and a half ago.
No,
my
long
dog.
time ago.
Really?
Long time
They've been
ago,
doing this a
because
long
we're talking
time.
about the simulation, and Quiggs, he has a hard time understanding that when he's not around people, that they have functioning lives and they move around, they talk to each other when he's
I
not in
feel
the
the
room.
same.
But
Do
that
things.
impacts a lot of people's empathy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because you don't think you're that person
The
is
way I-
actually experiencing anything.
The way I conquered my solitude, because I've had those thoughts too, but the way I conquered it was like, I don't know how to do certain things, right? So like, I don't know how to, let's say, write music in the way that like classical music or something like that, right? I don't know how to do that. And so there's no way my brain could concoct that. And it does exist because I've heard it and I've seen it, and I can't do it. So the rational explanation is that somebody else did it. Somebody else capable did it, and it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
do you ever have that you totally dissociate from your memories? Like for example, like playing sports, like after the game, like you kind of blacked out during it and you don't really kind of remember the exact movements of what happened. And you're like, you couldn't do that right now.
Not to that extent. What I always told people was like, it's more so like you don't consciously do a lot of things, and that's what training is, right? When you train and you practice, you're training your body to react so that when it's live, it's second nature and you don't think about it. And because what happens with like a lot of young cats when they play, like when they first come into the league or they first go into college, they think too much and they play really, really slow and they're just overthinking. And so what you do is you train your body to the highest level so that when it comes time to actually be in that situation, your body just reacts rather than you having to think about it. Which I'm trying to do right now with golf, but my God, this shit is fucking... It is just a game that makes me want to kill everything and everybody.
So would you shoot
You
today?
should try pheasant shooting.
Well, I can't kill things. I'm a pussy when it comes to that. But it's like once I feel like I got the grip on like a certain part of the game, the other part of the game suffers. Like, and so it's just this teeter totter of trying to find a balance of consistency, and it's just frustrating. I love the journey though; it's really fun.
Did you play recently?
I play like pretty much every day. So like a lot of the times I don't play a course. I'll just go to the driving range and hit like for like 3 or 4 hours.
And do you sometimes come home from the driving range being like, I can do this, I can shoot in the 70s?
Oh yeah. I do that shit every day. I'm just competitive. I don't know if I can, but I feel like I can. They're human. They just practice. I just gotta fucking practice. I just gotta find my swing, dog.
That's a good way of looking at it. And you can translate that to any part of life.
Mm-hmm.
They're not different. They just got more practice.
You know who?
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone hit a totally wrong country with a missile. Speaking of practicing.
Yeah, so in
being
case
good
World War
things.
III starts, I want to encourage everybody, go out to one last sports game, one last concert, one last event using Game Time. Might be your last chance. That's good advertising, right? Like, who knows? This might be your last weekend to get out and watch sports live in person. Use Game Time if you're going to go out because they got you the best last-minute tickets, best prices, the best seats, too. It was created by fans and for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app. It makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. They guarantee that lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, you don't know what you're missing. I don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. We've had tons of Barstool fans using it, hitting us up on social, telling us about all these great deals that they're getting. We went to a bunch of baseball games. Billy's gone to some NFL games. We went to, these guys went to the Tennessee-Florida game, all thanks to our good friends over at Game Time. It's so easy to use, amazing deals, fastest growing ticketing app in the United States. You're going to love it. And again, if you're thinking about going somewhere, maybe with some older people, maybe with your parents, you're unsure about if they're going to be able to handle the technology of the tickets on their phone, transferring tickets, all that stuff, Game Time is the easiest by far to use. It's so simple, even parents can use it. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create your login, redeem code MACRO to get $20 off your first purchase. Some terms apply. But again, here's $20 in your pocket. Use that to, I don't know, go out, buy yourself something nice. Go out, get a nice meal. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab, create your login, Redeem code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, Billy, World War III.
Yeah,
World War III is brought to you by Billy Football.
I'm trying not to be alarmist.
Oh, no. Same.
There's been just differing reports. Russia thinks that Ukraine shot them. Ukraine thinks Russia shot them. The U.S. thinks that Ukraine shot a Russian rocket that then deflected into Poland.
They bounced off something?
Yeah.
I've played a lot of flight simulators. I don't know that I've ever seen a rocket like bounce off something and then go hundreds of miles.
Or something like they shot down a Russian jet that shot a rocket somehow during that whole excursion. No one really knows. There's so many different reports, and I'm getting better at not seeing one and just immediately saying that's what happened.
So what was your initial reaction when you saw this?
I'm going to my bunker.
No, you said something else.
Oh, explaining in football. I was hoping it was a false report.
Yeah, no, there might have been a deleted tweet.
Oh, I just realized it wasn't funny to joke about.
Wasn't the time nor the place. Yeah. Well, tell us.
Explaining in football terms, someone just took a cheap shot at the quarterback, and all the offensive linemen are going to jump that guy.
Okay, got it. So, in this world, if Russia attacks Poland, that's like on
Article 5 NATO.
Article 5, like when Brandon Graham hits Taylor Heineke when he's on the ground.
Yeah.
And then you've got Sam Cosme that gets up in Brandon Graham's face afterwards.
But also,
and that's NATO.
Also, those two teams shouldn't have even been playing. So it would be like
that complicates things a little bit.
It would be like if Michigan was playing Michigan State.
They do play each other though.
Right. But then a Michigan player hit an Ohio State player who's standing in the stands, who's a quarterback.
Okay.
And then the whole Big Ten was going to kill Michigan.
Could you get called on a targeting penalty if there was an Ohio State player in the stands wearing like a full Ohio State uniform and helmet, and somebody on Michigan during the Michigan State game goes up into the stands and then hits them helmet to helmet?
Or
usually the Michigan State players doing that.
Yo. I just got
It's 2 out. Hey, Ranison, thank you. Thank you. Someone had
doing a lot right there.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get into Billy's explanation of what's happening here.
It's a big reach.
All right, so
big ass reach.
So we're trying to figure out whose rocket this was, or do we know it was a Russian rocket?
It was definitely. The thing is, the type of rockets like both sides are definitely using.
But they're Russian-made rockets, and they're rockets that are sold by NATO countries.
True. We don't know what's true, what's not. But we know Article 5 is that if any NATO member gets attacked, Article 5 provides that if a NATO ally is the victim of an armed attack, each and every other member of the alliance has to come to its aid.
Okay, so I've heard Article 5.
They're not necessarily being attacked, right?
Well, two civilians did die with the rocket strike. So,
well, what is interesting is every now and then people find it necessary to implore ethics during war, which is wild. But I guess it's up to interpretation. I haven't read the actual article, but it doesn't sound like, casualty war is something everybody accepts in war. Would it not just fall under that? Is that not protected or what?
Yeah, this is what it looks like right now because there's been an update on it. And according to Reuters, it looks like it was a Ukrainian air defense rocket that was left over from the Soviet Union from way back in the day. So Ukraine's air defenses fired this missile, I guess you'd call it I think it was a S-300 rocket. Very capable air defense system. The S-400 is elite, but the S-300 very capable. So they fired that rocket at a Russian plane. Something happened. It missed. It got sent off course. It probably didn't deflect off anything, but it missed and it landed in Poland, killed 2 people. Now, NATO is saying that Russia is still to blame for this because they're the ones that started the war that triggered the air defense system to begin with.
I just think we shouldn't enact Article 5.
Yeah, I agree. Why do we always talk about Article 5 with NATO? Like,
that's
obviously it's the most important part of the NATO treaty. Obviously, it means if you attack one of us, the whole squad's coming. What are Articles 1, 2, 3, and 4?
I'm pulling up right now.
What's more important than that? Why
North
did they
Atlantic
bury
Treaty.
Article 5?
I think Article 1, a treaty of states that member parties settle any international disputes which they may be involved by peaceful manners such that international peace and security and justice. I think like it's just
Article 1 is be chill.
like don't fight each other.
Yeah, Article 1 is be chill.
Article 2, the parties will contribute toward the further development of peaceful and friendly international relations by strengthening their free institutions.
Okay. Article 3 is
learn how to be chill.
I would say Article 2 is everybody get along.
Oh
No, Article 2
this has
is
to do with trade councils, cultural programs.
Yeah, got it. So Article 1 is everybody be chill. Article 2 is I fuck with a vision, let's build.
Yes.
Okay.
Article 3, in order more effectively to achieve the objectives of this treaty, the parties separately and jointly by means of continuous and effective self-help and mutual aid will maintain and develop their individual and collective capacity to resist armed attack. Everybody works on themselves.
Yeah. And I'd say that's also just like watch your neighbor's back. Like you got my back. I got your back.
Like you do your part.
Do your part. There's also like some defense in there. Yeah. We got each other. That's what that one is.
Yeah. So like continuity of government during crisis, energy and power grid, infrastructure resilience, immigration control, food and water security. So like take care of your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Article 4 is then that's when it starts talking about.
My bad.
Yeah. But I think
Article 5 is that's where you get to the real meat.
Article 4 is like help us with. So it's like Article 4 is like let's meet about Article 5 sometimes.
Okay. All right. So that's World War III, brought to you by Billy Football.
Hopefully that was a unbiased reading.
I think it was unbiased.
Because like, I mean, a lot of people there's like the extremists are being like Ukraine is trying to trigger NATO involvement by getting Poland involved and shooting those rockets. That's what one side's saying. The other side's saying that it's straight up Russia doing it.
Yeah. I think in this situation, Ukraine, it sounds like they missed. That sucks. But I mean, what are you going to do? Poland's going to invade Ukraine now?
Or get involved. But
Big T.
She did.
What are you teed off about? I forgot to ask you on Monday what you're teed off about. I apologize.
Well, it's only once a week. You don't have to
yeah,
do it
but
every
usually I do it
episode.
on Mondays. But we'll get into it right now. What are you teed off about?
It seems like it's finally cold forever now. Like it's here to stay. It's the last.
Hold on,
2
you
days.
mad at that?
I love it for like 2 weeks in December. Like December 13th to 27th, I would like it to be cold and like a little light snowfall. Other than that, we got longer than usual this year. We got deep into November before it finally got cold, but it's really cold now, and it's just gets dark at 4:15.
Yeah.
My whole day is thrown off.
It is. It really is. Going home from work.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
when you leave.
It's the worst. But this is the last time, right?
I think so.
In the spring, we go back to daylight savings time, and then that's it.
We never touch them again.
I
Is there a
think.
good reason for daylight savings? I don't know. Is there?
I think it was like an agricultural thing.
To conserve power is what I was told during wartime. But we didn't really need to. So I think this is World War II when we did like the victory gardens and all those things. And you were supposed to save different types of grease and turn it in to your local branch of, if there was like a recruiting office or anything.
So there's no like pragmatic reason like where we should do it. Like there's like I'm trying like that shit doesn't matter anymore. So like, is there a good? I'm honestly genuinely asking. I have no idea.
There is an agricultural reason, but I think
Not-
most farmers agree that it doesn't really make a difference.
I think it really had to do with rationing,
Yeah,
especially
rationing power.
candles. Yeah, but
Rationing candles is part of it and power. But I learned something this weekend that, you know how in World War II there were all those victory gardens and you were supposed to save things from your house and you were made to feel like you were helping the war on your home front, like whether it was certain types of materials that you were turning in, not using other types. That was all bullshit. just to make people feel like they were supporting the cause, like they were making sacrifices, so they would be more likely to continue to support the war. Is that interesting?
Probably sure as hell didn't make them feel totally helpless.
No, it like psychologically it probably works. You feel like you're making your sacrifice, so then you're more likely to continue to support what could be a long war. Big T, you teed off about just the weather in general.
Yeah, weather, the darkness, as I said, nothing too bad recently.
But you know, like when that sort of like seasonal stuff starts happening, to me, I just always try to like focus on stuff that's fun that you can look forward to. Like we have a game today. We have a game tonight.
Big game.
Basketball game. I'm excited. Like
somebody please record this. Somebody please record.
We're 4-1 right now, Arian.
3-1.
3-1.
One of our most successful YouTube videos ever was Arian reacting to your highlight tape, Billy. We need an Arian reacts to basketball with Big T and Billy.
I was 2 of 4 from 3 last week.
Yeah,
100%.
it was sick.
Wow.
He was banging the boards, and then no one guarded him at 3, and he just was putting them up from the corner. Just
you got to guard me in the corner.
Yeah, and then the big man started going out on him.
Their big man, by the way, 34-year-old father of 3, who was taking this more seriously than anyone I've ever seen.
He almost fought Jetski, but Jetski was tough.
He was like banging down low.
Well, this guy, he had hips.
Get involved, Big T.
I know because I'm the one that was down there.
I was banging with him too when Big T needed minutes.
So Big T, you drew him out into the corner,
and it opened up.
Well, they eventually realized like we got to cover this guy.
Yeah,
and that spreads the defense out, spreads the floor.
It does. It changes the game for the offense. It opens everything up. So how'd Hank play?
He wasn't there last week.
Is he playing tonight?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know how he does. It's very important for me to know.
Why?
Just I'd like to know if he does anything embarrassing.
I'll let you know.
Thank you. Am I ever going to get invited, or
do you want to come tonight?
What's
we actually need a guy tonight.
I can't make it tonight.
Yeah.
If you need somebody who can't touch rim, he's your guy.
That's Cap.
We just need someone.
Cap.
We just need a body.
Cap.
We just need someone to get some.
Live look at Arian right now.
We just.
You saw me fucking touch rim. Big T saw it
on a little baby ass rim. Yeah,
a baby ass. It was a 10-foot rim. We measured it.
Who measured it?
I stood next to it. I held my hand up in the air, and then we've got people that did the math of like showing how high my height is compared to where the rim's at. And you saw, okay, here's 5'8.5" PFT. Yep, that rim's 10 feet tall, if not even higher.
Yeah, you wearing the hat, not me.
I'm doing an impression of you.
Speaking of seasonal depression, I had this realization. I don't know if this is true, but
are you saying I'm depressed?
No,
I think he's saying I'm depressed, which I'm not. I just don't like that it's cold.
Right, but like when these like changes happen in the season, I've noticed that there's more unhappy people because of the changes, and that reflects in hater turnout online. So more negative comments, and there's less negative comments around happy times. And
like
I would like to see that. I would like to see those stats.
I don't know if that's actually true, but it came to me during a microdosing session where I was thinking about things and working out.
So you're saying are there more haters per capita in the Northwest?
No, I'm saying the haters, when they become upset and they get pain,
they get activated because of the weather,
and they're more likely to like.
That's what I'm saying.
Comments.
That's what I'm saying. By that logic, the Northwest, the Seattle, the Oregon area, that's how you test your theory. Is there more negative comments in the Northwest?
Well, think about all the protests there during like Chaz.
Yeah,
more of the social upheaval.
See what the most searched porns is in that area.
Well,
I love those
in Northwest. They're fun.
Those
categories.
It's so
yeah. What's the most searched category in like let's say Washington?
Porn categories by state.
I feel like Washington probably Washington's a pretty normal place for the most part.
Yeah, I would say it's a little left leaning. I would say it's a little more kinky.
I think there's definitely I think there's a little more of a.
There's definitely an Asian influence.
That's what
in Washington. You were trying to figure out a way to say like Asian porn.
demographic.
Well, yeah, no,
Hentai?
there are a lot of Asian people that live in Seattle.
Double,
That's just a fact.
Washington double penetration. Oh, 220 election week. That's election week.
What?
They type in election week in the porn site.
No, I'm on the wrong article. This one's election
Oh,
week.
It sounded like you were on the right article from what I heard.
Let me take a look at that ballot box, girl.
The South Dakota during election week, South Dakota's most relative searches was wrestling. In South Dakota, that was just Brock Lesnar just
looking up just
wrestling.
They open up a Word document and just type wrestling into it and just look at it.
Oh, I seen. Y'all seen that Joan on Netflix, Killer Sally. So it was this bodybuilding chick that killed her husband, who was a bodybuilder, and she used to like. So back in the 80s, she used to because bodybuilders didn't make that much money, so like to make ends meet, she would videotape herself wrestling with guys in her little suits, and dudes went crazy for it. She was making like mad money, and so she would like wrestle and put guys in headlocks with her legs and stuff like that, like dweeby dudes. Yeah, but like they ended up bailing her out of jail because they were like, she had a big fan club. They ended up bailing her out. Like they put money together and bailing her out. It's a crazy little documentary.
That's nuts. I mean, she was probably the first specific OnlyFans.
It was like an OnlyFans, yeah. It was
Okay,
like
so
OnlyFans,
I think I finally found the right chart. Okay, so
I found the Pornhub list by state,
why is
but it's got certain words blurred out.
I'm on the
here.
exact same one right now.
Yeah. So all the words in Washington State are blurred out right now. So that means that they're all dirty words.
But it looks long.
But it's 2 words long. So what could that be?
They don't even give you like a clue.
I think it might be double
with?
penetration. It looks like it could be double penetration. Oregon is JOI. Asian is California.
Twerking.
What is JOI?
JOI.
I'm going to search.
Let's
Should I
see if
just?
can
Should,
find it.
I think
wait,
it's.
if I type in
I think it's jerk off instruction. I don't know.
you definitely know.
No, I actually have no idea.
I'm trying to figure out a way to search for
I
J.
think it's this.
For
you know
J-
damn well what it is.
I don't.
I'm trying to think JOI meaning. Okay, JOI meaning. Overall, the acronym JOI most often stands for jerk off instructions or jack off instructions. So it's like how to.
No, I don't.
It's how to. It's like it's
All
so.
right, I do.
No, but
There you go.
That's
That's not a normal acronym, Avery. Come on, man.
It's self help.
I would
It
be honest.
explained itself.
I think I'd be
What
very.
do you type in, Avery? What do you type in, Avery?
We don't need to share this information.
I think I'd be very
There's
good
a
at
lot of people who listen to our show.
the JOI porn category. It's like
Flooded with a whole bunch of joy.
What people do on their own time is their own business.
grab your dick and then pull on it. That's.
Oh, to tell you what to do?
No, it's not.
I don't kink shame, by the way. I think whatever you into, as long as it's consensual.
Idaho
Dang, dog.
is giantess. What's that?
Is that like a big
That's
woman and small man?
That's a corn-fed woman like who can also work the farm.
Hell yeah.
That can also work the farm.
Sometimes I type in tall woman. I've typed in tall woman before.
I've never typed in tall woman in my
But
life.
I've typed in tall woman.
Out in Idaho, they need a woman who can get you going and also get some potatoes out the ground. That's probably what gets them going.
Yeah, just somebody like working. I want like a working breed.
I want the Clydesdale equivalent of
Yeah.
porn star.
Giantess is a female. I think it might be those because I've seen like some of the pictures of like a woman like grabbing a guy and he's got like his legs wrapped around her. They're making out against a wall. I've seen pictures like that on Twitter.
The Jordi El Nino.
What's that?
He's like a classic meme.
What's Jordi El Nino?
Neighborhood scoundrel.
I don't know what that is.
You'd recognize it, but we had a joke.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on. We're totally getting that Spotify deal, guys. We just gotta talk way more horny.
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're gonna get.
Wait, I'm
bought
gonna
out.
read some of these other.
We need to get hornier.
So these are top relative searches. It should be important. It's important to note that it's not like the number one search.
So that's like
They
regression
blank it
from the
out.
mean.
Grow up.
That's
No.
fucked up.
No, but it makes sense though.
But I want to know
That tells you exactly what
Oh,
different parts of the country are into, like compared to the others.
so there, the deviation from the mean of all those searches.
Shout out to Louisiana. Louisiana, hell of a job. Like straight and to the point. Their top relative search is naked women. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I was like, that sounds like somebody who just got a computer.
That's
The whole
Ben.
they just got internet.
Yeah.
That's Ben Mintz.
No, Mintz is in Mississippi typing furry.
Mississippi is furry.
Utah
furry.
is always Mormon.
Wow.
Yeah.
They keep it consistent. That's some real Mitt Romney conservatives there.
Arizona is strip, which again, that sounds like old person moves to Arizona. They're trying to figure out how to watch porn.
Yep.
Wasn't it Arizona though that had the drive-through strip clubs during COVID? Maybe they're just really into strip clubs.
They might be. Yeah. Arizona, I think they are a big time strip club.
That's sick.
Texas is Mex.
No, I see thick Latina.
I saw Tex-Sex.
No, I'm seeing thick Latina on mine. Alaska is morning sex.
How can you tell what time of day it is?
I don't know.
I have a feeling that
Why
that's
is morning sex in Alaska?
It's like you wake up and it's
Virginia.
Like,
Maybe it's because they have that
They don't have-
24
yeah, they
hours
don't
of
have
daylight
light.
there. They lose
don't have
track of
darkness.
time.
they're like, there's a concept that they've never seen. It's like
Yeah.
such a weird thing
like
to
the
them.
porn starts and they're like sleeping and then they wake up.
Yeah.
They have no darkness.
They just like to see a sunrise.
Yeah.
That's
We're just
really
watching
what
a sunrise.
that's really what they're looking for. Okay, yeah.
Can we not clip this?
Why?
You're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Nebraska.
no.
Nebraska is
just
moaning.
just sex, Billy.
This is natural. This is how we get our
my-
bag, Billy. This is how we make money.
My grandma texted me the other day about how like she was talking to someone about where I work, and the guy, my grandma was like, "Oh yeah, my son like does football stuff. Like your son, if he plays football, should watch it." And like the son's like 11,
Oh.
and it was like an auto mechanic. He was like, "I would never let my son listen to your son." And then my grandma was like really upset about this.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, Billy's grandma.
Yeah, I don't think she listens to this.
Sorry, grandma football.
But anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
Grandma football.
Grandma Pigskin.
Grandma football, do not listen to this. Whatever you do, this part is not for you.
little update on the FTX saga we talked about on
Wait,
Monday.
hang on.
We're still going.
I'm not done yet, Billy.
My dream is for Bang Bros to buy the Miami Heat's arena, like
That
the
would be-
Bang Bros Center.
Do they have
They do this every time a new naming rights deal is up
Yep.
for an arena.
They
send out
try.
a press release.
It's good for a press release. Now, I hope your grandma doesn't listen because she might be the most popular search thing in Ohio,
What?
which is just mature.
down in Ohio?
Yeah,
Respect.
I love
respect
that.
to Ohio.
That big.
Oh, that's many times I've typed that in.
Where the MILF lovers at, PFT?
Ohio
That's
looks
right
like a big MILF country.
MILF and grandma's different.
MILF is
That's a
I've
guilt.
done both.
That's a
I've
guilt.
done both. done both.
Arkansas is divorced. That's cool.
Whoa.
Whatever they want to get like the legal proceeding involved or whatever.
We'll make sure she's not involved.
Make it official,
what's the
official.
Arkansas divorce rate?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say pretty high.
But what if it's not?
Oh, I was gonna say not high.
Oh, I think they.
Arkansas, they have a tendency to stick with their husbands even when they cheat on them, and it doesn't really.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
What's
prolifically.
the reference here?
Oh, I don't know. Just a woman whose husband doesn't respect her at all, but she stayed with him maybe for career aspirations, things of that sort that didn't even pan out that well. So
Maybe to this day he's
That's
still with
bad
her.
specific.
Yeah.
it's just a scenario I'm throwing out. I don't know.
I don't know.
Billy,
I don't know.
Billy and Arian do not get who
Yeah, I
we're
know, this is
talking
awesome.
about.
I don't get it. Yeah.
This segment is officially on pause until Arian and Billy realize the most obvious. It's a good joke.
Oh shit! Okay, my bad. Yeah. I got.
Who is it?
I got you.
No, you gotta wait.
Oh
for
yeah,
the-
yeah. I just got it. Yeah,
Who is
Okay.
it, Billy?
Wait, Billy has cap.
Who is
Who
it?
is
Billy
it?
doesn't know.
I know who it is.
Who is
No,
it?
you
then?
don't.
Who is it?
She hates emails.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't know why you wouldn't just say it.
Well, I want to
Yeah,
see.
like, what-
I don't know. I was thinking of a clever way to say it without Arian knowing.
Well, Democrats rent free in Big T head.
Vintage is the most popular one in DC. Vintage.
What is? Oh, is that like
Yeah.
70s and
Yeah.
60s? That's kind of lit. No, it gets kind of weird though because they don't shave.
Yeah.
Vintage is like referring to cars.
I like the film quality that it looks, because it was all filmed on like old school cameras and shit.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
Yep.
throwback.
There's a bar in Nashville that has a like a thing, a little peephole you can open, and it shows like old porn. I don't know why it's there,
I like that.
but I found out about it when I went there a year ago.
I just like can't fathom.
Good
someone,
bar
like-
though. They got arcade games and shit. Good spot.
There's just so many categories. Like, who just goes on their computer and types in vintage?
I mean, it's the thing is, the dopamine response from pornography is so powerful, it will cause people to go to crazy lengths.
Yeah, they like go to like the 70th page to find their perfect video.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Shout out Colorado.
I don't think I've ever gone past 2.
You know, Lamar
Yeah.
Odom said that he watched every single porn video on the internet.
That's
That's-
cap.
He said that he did. That's why he had to start having sex with prostitutes and go to the bunny ranch and all that stuff, because he had literally watched all the porn.
You guys know
Which
Rule
is
39.
more impossible? Wilt Chamberlain having sex with 10,000 women, or Lamar Odom watching every porn video? I think it's the latter.
I think
That's just not possible.
There's too much porn. There's too much
Yeah.
porn.
Yeah.
billions of
Rule 39, there is a porn version of anything online.
Rule 34.
is there a
34?
porn version of this podcast?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't put that
That'd be
out
wild.
there.
I bet you I'm not even trying to be funny. I bet you there are people who have written fan fiction about you,
Oh,
which
God.
is like written porn.
Well, now let's find it.
If Coley's in it, I want to read it.
I'm like not even joking. I almost can guarantee you.
PFT comment.
Where's the RIP Coley shirt? He gave us the sign off.
Yeah. Coley comes in, and I might write some fanfic about Coley.
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up, fellas? That's how it starts.
Is there PFT fan fiction? I can almost guarantee you there is.
People have sent me some. I've read some disturbing things in my day.
Yeah.
I'll answer it that way. Shout out to Colorado. Their highest search is just huge boobs. That's so Colorado.
Rocky Mountain
That's
High.
so good. some bros.
12-year-olds.
So yeah, either 12-year-olds or just like baked 23-year-olds off the mountain.
There's just-
Huge boobs. Those are huge. I want to see, like, those are pretty big, but I'm looking for huge. And then Wyoming, interesting. Wyoming searched for hardcore, which brings us to today's discussion about the PayPal Mafia, because they are hardcore. They've established themselves as being hardcore businessmen, hardcore in politics, hardcore in life. Just recently, the other day, Elon Musk says that he's firing almost everybody at Twitter, and the only way you can keep your job is if you choose to become hardcore about Twitter. Become a hardcore Twitter employee. What does hardcore mean, you might ask? Hardcore means just essentially like living, breathing, being all about Twitter. Sometimes if you want to make a great company, you have to have people that are nimble, aggressively dedicated to your company, and those are the type of people that Elon Musk wants to keep around for Twitter 2.0. It will need to be extremely hardcore, long hours, high intensity. People need to click yes to confirm being part of this by 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, or else they get 3-month severance. That's a decent amount of severance. So they want only exceptional performance that will constitute a passive grade. Twitter will be engineering driven. He wants it to be hardcore. So, hardcore. I think what he's getting at is like something that's probably way easier and way more beneficial to achieve if you have a smaller company and you're getting started and you can break a lot of rules and shit. But when you have a company that's as established and as big as Twitter, it's probably harder to just be like super hardcore about everything. That's my feeling. But I was thinking about the word hardcore, and I asked everybody, think of 3 companies out there that you think are hardcore. hardcore companies when you think about their employers and just the work that they do. So let's go around the room. Arian.
I was gonna go with Mormons, but I think it's in a broad sense in general, just church in general, it just don't get much more hardcore than that.
The church, yep.
Yeah.
That is their life.
Oh, so I do all three? Or are we doing one
go for
each?
all three.
Okay. The second one is just I think waiters and waitresses in general, and the reason as to why is because they gotta really work for their checks. You know what I mean? Like because they get paid more off tips than anything else, and so it's like they gotta like give you a smile when they don't feel like it. So they're not really dedicated to the job per se, but they dedicated to the service. You know what I mean?
They have to be hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, they gotta be hardcore about that shit. And then the other one is obvious. I think it's just like specifically the NFL, but I mean sports in general, because it's just such a business that they're just like like I once had a conversation with my GM about doing things in my off season. He's like, "We don't know if you're that dedicated," and I'm like, "What?" It's just they're weird. They're weirdly obsessed with you being obsessed with whatever sport you're in.
Mm-hmm. Why did they think that you weren't dedicated?
I don't know. I asked him a question. He couldn't answer it. Because it was after I filmed Draft Day, and it was like, well, we just feel like you know you're not as dedicated. Yada yada. I was like, why do you feel like that? He's like, well, you're into a lot of things. I'm like, it's just the things that I'm doing. You just happen to see. I was like, you asked the guy that's fishing in his off time, is he into football? He's like, well, no, that's a good point. I was like, of course it is, bro.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
That's
leave
fair.
Me alone.
It's not like you came in fat, right?
No, I was always in shape.
Did you ever show up fat?
Nah, I was always in shape.
Was there ever a picture that came out from a weird angle during training camp where it looked like you were fat, and then some people were like, "Hey, is Arian Foster out of shape?"
Nah, not in training camp. Nah, in college for sure, I was a little overweight, but never in the league.
Aaron, quick question, kind of off topic, but what do you think was the one factor that helped you get off the practice squad and onto the roster?
What do you mean factor? You mean outside factor?
Or like something you did, or did like what made the coaching staff change their mind? Like, this is a practice player to this is an NFL running back.
It was my mindset. My mindset changed. My mindset changed from okay, woe is me, I didn't make the team, to I'm going to show these motherfuckers every day why I belong here. And so a lot of the times that's you going up against the ones, because I was scout team, right? And so my goal, I knew I was better than any running back we had. I mean, a lot of it had to do with the confidence, but a lot of it had to do with the work I was putting in too. But I just knew I was better than everybody we had. And so in my head, I was like, I'm going to show you, not only am I the best running back we have, I'm going to show you why your defense can't stop me. And so every single day I would shake the shit out of a linebacker. Like I said, I was going up against corners. I would shake your number 1, number 2, number 3 corner. Your safeties couldn't guard me. Your linebackers can't guard me. None of them can touch me. And I just made it a point to every single day, I'm gonna wow these motherfuckers when they watch film. I didn't. Also, it's like I made it. I always used to tell the young guys, I made it so it was like you had to keep me on the field. Because like running backs, they're like specialty. So it's like you have your first and second down guys who pound the rock and are really good at running. Then you have your third down guys who are good at pass protection and good at catching, right? I made it so there wasn't a person on the roster, or I felt like in the league, that could come take my job at any given down. I felt like I was the best third down back. I felt like I was the best first and second down back. Goal line short yardage. I just created the best version of myself in every aspect of the game, to where that when they turn on the film, I was like, we have to keep him on the field. And that's what happened.
That's dope. That's hardcore.
That's fact.
Sorry to distract, because I was thinking about that the other day.
That is hardcore. Billy,
it's dedication.
What are your hardcore?
I'm gonna go with Stratton Oakmont.
Okay.
Which, if you remember, is the company from Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, they were hardcore.
They were pretty hardcore.
They were hardcore in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Is there a company out there right now that like maybe we just don't know about those companies that exist that are doing the same things that Wolf of Wall Street's doing?
Well,
like they're fucking each other on planes and
My second was FTX because something came out since I spoke about this on Pardon My Take, but more's come out.
I spoke about it on Part of My Take.
Oh no, but about the amphetamine introduction.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're clear that it was my who's back of the week or my cool throne that you then stole from me afterwards. I just want to point that out.
I had prepped. I actually have it on this sheet that I prepped FTX.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
Okay.
And the Josh Allen story.
I said it.
You said
I
it.
didn't know they make notepads like that anymore.
I love these.
Pen and paper.
But basically they were using, so like, Adderall usage is pretty widespread around Silicon Valley, and so is psychedelics, microdosing, because as Elon Musk said, methamphetamines make you numb and non-empathetic, and to come down from using tons of Adderall, you need to microdose to regain empathy. These guys at FTX were using Parkinson's medication, which affects the brain a totally different way. And Parkinson's, I can't really explain the exact medical reasons, but it has a lot to do with dopamine receptors and dopamine production. And if you don't produce enough dopamine, and dopamine is the drug that like is synonymous with meth. It's like something that like the joy, the first cup, that first feeling when you drink a beer, that first feeling when you're doing something that you love. But doing Parkinson's medication that prevented you, if you ate certain types of foods, meats, anything with like tyrosine in it, a certain amino acid, could kill you. It is so goddamn hardcore to go on a soy vegan diet, and specifically just soy Lent, which is like a meal replacement drink, just so you could do this crazy Parkinson's drug that literally there's videos of the guy shaking like Hitler at the 36 Olympics. That is fucking hardcore. Like that is probably the strongest stimulant ever created.
That is hardcore.
Like imagine what that feels like. Pure dopamine to the brain.
It's interesting because these guys, they like to hack everything about their bodies. And so they're just trying to find the limitless drug is what they're looking for. Like the drug that will allow them to have 90% brain function compared to everybody else that only has 11 or 12. And it turns out that they're all fucking psychos, and they all do really dumb stuff that ends up destroying their own brains.
Oh, but with this drug, it has huge. So high dopamine response is very is related to like compulsive behavior. So like erratic gambling, erratic sex, seeking out pleasure. Mm-hmm. So people with very high dopamine levels naturally tend to have like addiction problems because they get such a big response to whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And this guy, gambling's a big one. So a lot of people speculating that the reason why, I forgot his name.
I've got a qualm with God. Can I
fried?
Throw a little chin music at God real quick?
Oh yeah.
Why is everything that feels good, why is it bad for you?
Why does everything that makes you bad?
Yeah, why?
I think it's actually
Kanye said that in 2009.
Disavow. But like seriously, come on. Like, can't we have one thing that just feels awesome all the time and there's zero drawbacks to it?
I think
Name one thing.
Hugs, my brother, hugs.
Yeah, but not
COVID, bro. Come
hugs.
on.
Okay, hugs feel good. Yeah, I'll give you that. Hugs feel good, but they're not awesome.
So hugs are the hand jobs of feel good things.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Hugs from people that like, but remember those hugs you had to do with your siblings when you were fighting? Those sucked.
No.
Like hug your
I didn't grow up in that
your brother.
Hug your.
But
no.
like it was when you were fighting,
I never had to do that.
when you were toddlers,
I never had to do that.
or like when you had to like hold your teammate's hand and walk around the field if you got into a fight.
And also,
Water.
I didn't have to do that.
Water feels really good when you're thirsty as shit and you can have as much as you want.
Oh no, there's
For
no
the most
drawbacks to water. It just kills tens of thousands of people every year.
Yep.
Drowning. Counterpoint.
There is that guy who drank.
You're not wrong.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
All right.
whoever set this shit up is That's why I'll be like, yo, if the nigga real, hell seems lit because this shit, he be fucking up. I ain't gonna lie.
I wish that there was a way that we could put that on like a quote card, Arian Foster on God, and then it says like, if inward is real, hell feels lit.
That's funny.
I feel like
I don't think that we could get away with that.
I think it's not God's fault. I think it's
I wouldn't give a
humanity's
shit.
fault. Why? Good things.
No, boo! Don't
Wait.
gaslight me because he fucked up.
I'm not. I'm like feeling like, think about it. Animals,
I'm thinking.
everything that animals do that feels good helps them survive.
Yeah.
But for some reason, humanity's created things that feel good that can kill you and not
Yeah.
survive. So is it humanity's creation or God's creation?
No, it's God's, because like we've gotten to this point where, like through evolution, you could argue that stuff that used to feel good to us, that used to be an
That's not true.
evolution.
No. I was thinking of Billy's point. Animals do things that harm themselves that feel good. Like, you know how when they eat fermented fruit and shit like that.
True.
They just don't know how to feel good like we know how to feel
fermented
good.
Yeah,
or
dude.
forbidden fruit.
Well, dude, like praying mantises
Dude.
and spiders, they have sex, and then their wife kills them.
To feed
Bang.
the baby.
Yeah,
But-
so that's kind of the same thing. So animals do they have things that they do that feel good that are directly detrimental to them.
What if the forbidden fruit is that, like, what if it's part of original sin? That the forbidden fruit, something that felt good but had no real survival benefits.
And then everything got reversed on us, and now it's like all the good stuff.
Now there's tons
hurts
of
you.
forbidden fruit everywhere.
Yeah,
It's so funny the way you talked about the praying mantis thing. They actually mentioned on Chicklets, I was listening the other day, and the way Biz described it was hilarious. She's like, yeah, the wife, after she gets plowed, eats her husband.
yeah, yeah. That's what happens. Straight up. Did he say wife too?
Yeah.
Eats her head.
I fucking love Biz. Yeah.
Just like we just gave like the bottom line description of it. And he's like, yeah, after she gets it in the poop chute, she eats her husband.
Bugs doing anal. Hit the wrong hole. Seriously, give me one thing. And water is like cold water when you're hot and sweaty. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll give you that, Arian. But it's not like a great thing. It doesn't taste. Water doesn't really have that much of a taste to it. But if I want to go out, drink a big glass of root beer, it's got sugar in it, and that fucks me up. If I want to,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think
if I want to eat flaming hot Cool Ranch Doritos, my sodium goes up, and I get kidney stones.
Do you like those?
I love them. Well, you can't.
I want to like them.
Mm-hmm.
The two flavors, I don't think there's too much going on there.
I really like them.
I wanted to like
What
them.
about hot Cheetos?
The Elite, those are 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's arguably number one chip if we were to do a chip draft.
Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
See, I would place them a close second, but I gotta go with Lil Vicky's jalapeno.
Is a
All right,
flaming
save
hot,
this next week.
is a flaming hot Cheeto a chip?
Yeah.
We need to have that
Yeah,
discussion.
I don't
a
think
Cheeto
that's- I
is
don't think
definitely
that's
a
a chip.
Cheeto is a chip.
Let's hold off on this discussion. We'll do this next week.
Next week.
Can we put that down in some sort of machine?
Yes.
Mad Dog made a mistake. Like she just smelled somebody's fart when she heard Big T say that that's the number one chip. She's disgusted by
That's okay. I'll save it for
that.
next
Save
week.
it. Yeah. She was disgusted by it. Okay, so Billy, other hardcore companies.
Barstool Sports. No, we're not hardcore. Well,
Softcore.
we're softcore.
Guess
Maybe-
that ass.
I was thinking Jackass Productions. Like, that's the definition of a hardcore company in its heyday.
Birdhouse or whatever it was called. Dick
Yeah.
House.
Dick House, yeah.
Dick House Productions. Yeah.
Like, they do hardcore shit. That's like no denying.
They do hardcore shit. I had Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
I did too. I had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Their employees are hardcore. They live, they eat, they sleep that Chick-fil-A lifestyle, and God bless them for it. I had Salesforce. I think Salesforce is a hardcore company.
Ugh.
Yeah, if you work for Salesforce, you think that you're Jesus, and you think that you run the world, and you work
I mean,
crazy hours.
Jesus is pretty hardcore too.
Yeah, Jesus was hardcore. Oh, by the way, the Jesus video game simulator. Yeah, I'm excited about that. You could say I'm a little bit excited to play the Jesus simulator. I cannot fucking wait. There's a video game coming out. It's a Jesus simulator.
Oh, I'm getting back into streaming, dog.
Yeah,
what?
Definitely gonna stream that. I saw some jokesters out there being like, they should have called it Halo. Yeah, it's very funny. Very funny, but no.
I am Jesus on Steam.
Jesus on Steam that's walking on water. They definitely have a
Steam is a game. It's like a hub, so you can download. Oh, my bad. Yeah. I thought you was hit me with a boomer moment. My bad.
It's okay. So you could do you could wash people's feet. Probably a lot of weirdos gonna be doing that level on repeat.
Jesus had a feet fetish.
Yeah, loaves to fishes,
killing little kids, bring them back.
Oh yeah, blaming your friend.
Water to wine, of course.
Water to wine's gonna be a good level.
I'm definitely streaming that game.
Last Supper,
streaming just for that.
Last Supper is gonna be fire.
Yeah,
everybody on that side of the table. We're all sitting on this one. That would be challenging. People, can you imagine going out to dinner with I don't know, 12 of your best friends and your biggest enemy, and you're just trying to get them to all sit down on the same side of the table as each other? And they're like, why? This is stupid. Can't we sit normally? And having to convince them to do that, that's the final boss probably.
He's like, bro, trust me, this is gonna look so lit on the wall in 2,000 years.
Mary Magdalene simulator.
It's like you're in Grand Theft Auto. They should make it Grand Theft Auto Jerusalem, but 2,000 years ago.
It was Grand Theft Sin.
Yeah. You just knocking niggas off the camels and shit.
That was Skyrim.
That would be sick.
That would be fire.
I'm ready for the Jesus simulator for sure. Some side quests on there.
Call your dad mode. Do you know who my dad
what did
is?
Jesus eat? Do you have a favorite
fish?
Food? Yeah, fish, loaves and fish. So he probably
bread and fish.
What if after bread and when he turned when he made that big party? It's like the Oregon Trail level where you have to go out and hunt real quick. So it's Jesus. You just get into a boat and you just catch enough fish to feed a wedding.
Paul the Apostle, he was in a boat with.
Yeah,
yeah. That just came back to me from church.
Did he season the fish?
Yes, with salt. Also, that's really assumptive that Jesus was white, Arian. Come on, I thought we were beyond that.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's a fair point. Well, that's the best way to see if he was white, if he seasoned the fish or not.
Come on.
Then we get to the crucifixion part, and I wonder if if you leave your body for a second, and you become the Holy Spirit, and then there should be a press F to pay respects button to Jesus on the cross. Escape from the tomb. Push the rock. Respawn.
You respawn to the tomb.
Respawn to the tomb. Yeah.
Pontius Pilate.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
This Jesus simulator video is wild.
Yeah,
I actually haven't seen the video.
It's like a guy with an empty wooden bucket, and he just holds his hands out, and fish appear.
Hell yeah! I'm telling you, this is gonna be a fun game. Maybe the most memeable game.
Oh, the graphics on this are sick. Okay, this actually looks like I'm definitely playing this game.
It's called I Am Jesus Christ.
There's non-canon parts of the game, so you really can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
Yeah, it does sound like Grand Theft Auto.
There are tasks you need to complete, but if you wanted to, you cannot complete them. Yeah, you can walk on water. Holy fuck. This is awesome.
Sick.
Do they have a virtual reality thing that you could put on? Doing VR mode? That'd be cool.
I want to see Mary Magdalene in VR.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? It sounds like a blast. Big T, you gonna play?
Probably not.
Is that blasphemy? Is it blasphemy? Are we blasphemers right now?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, probably.
No more than 10 minutes ago when you said God fucked up.
Honestly,
that's objective though. He fucked up.
I don't.
Bro, I love Catholicism.
You don't think? Tim, you think he did all this shit perfectly? Come on, fam. Come on. Let's. Oh.
Can I get my 3 hardcore companies?
Yeah.
You have one more PFT.
My third one is Texas A&M.
Jesus.
like
Just
that.
the entire university, Texas A&M. Kind of a cult. Big weirdos. I kind of love how creepy they are. I know a lot of Aggies. They know that they're weird.
Their traditions are way too close to like weird cult stuff.
They are a weird cult.
Yeah.
They had
I'm unfamiliar. What's with Texas?
They're
A&M?
like they were carrying tiki torches in like a parade like when it's not cool.
No, they're an actual cult.
They're very, very strange people.
They unironically carried lit tiki torches in the dark in a procession, all dressed the same, and they're all white guys. So that's like, it looked exactly like Charlottesville.
Jesus also found a coin in a fish's mouth. That was one of his miracles. You have to find the coin. That'd be sick. Just go like catch fish, check in their mouth, throw them back in if it's not the right fish. I'm excited about this. I'm very excited. Like turning water into wine, you think you're going to have to do one of those things like in the Mario Party side games where you just like make a quick circle with the D-pad and as it slowly turns like more purple and more purple and more purple.
There's one clip in the trailer where it's just like a boat and it's just getting, the waves are insane and he just holds his hands up and then the sun comes out and the boat's fine.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you can sail for sure in it.
Yeah.
You can probably respawn if you become Mormon Jesus in Western New York.
That's a sequel.
It's a bonus level that you get to play as Jesus in Western New York in like 1850.
You get to play Fig or No Fig.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, you respawn in Waco, Texas
Yes.
in the early 90s. That'd be interesting.
Oh shit. That'd be fire.
It would be cool if you could like just like take Jesus, like go to Rome in an alternate Jesus universe.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be cool.
Okay, so those are my three
Let's go, Big T.
hardcore companies.
Despite the fact that I am going, that this is the 10th pick, I feel like this is the number one overall pick in the draft. Though you did make a compelling case for Chick-fil-A, which I thought of, but I think I did my criteria a little bit differently. My number one is Waffle House.
Fuck.
Okay.
Everything about Waffle House, you can't work at Waffle House if you are not hardcore as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be ready to stab someone at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm. I was in Waffle House this weekend, actually. Saturday night. Had a beautiful meal. I was going to go there Saturday morning before my rugby game. And then I thought at the last second, well, there's like a 30-minute wait. By the time I sit down and eat my food, it'll be about like 45 minutes until kickoff. Probably not the best meal to have 45 minutes before kickoff. So held off and instead went back at the very end of the night. Dropped about $25 on Touch Tunes while I was inside said Waffle House. Sat at the bar with some friends. And the ladies that were working behind the counter were the very definition of hardcore. They were alternating, like screaming at people to get the fuck out if they were causing a scene, coming back up to us, calling us hun, refilling our coffee, cooking our food at the same time, and then like playing like these stupid little games with us because we were teasing them. They were teasing us back. It was a fun time. It was a great time.
Gotta be hardcore.
Gotta be hardcore.
I'm about to say a dozen spoilers, so if you don't want to hear it, skip ahead. But you not getting Waffle House for sit-down chains was unbelievable.
It's different when you're in the heat. Like
That's facts.
Not only that, the fact that Olive Garden wasn't there threw my whole shit off, bro.
Your face when that happened was hilarious.
Bruh, that shit threw me off, bruh.
So wait, what was the category?
Jeff had done a survey
restaurants.
of like 1,000 people, and it was the 30 most well-liked sit-down chain restaurants in America.
And it was Jeff's survey.
Yeah.
Okay.
They talked each other out of a ton of them. There was like Longhorns that they suggested, and then you guys talked yourself out of it. And then Arian brought up Ruth Chris. And they talked themselves out of it. But listen,
I'm forever getting swatted on that squad.
I said,
you know?
I said let's do Longhorn. You said I've never heard of that.
I had never heard of it.
I said Olive Garden is like our 1A. I was like, it has to be Olive Garden. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody, that was consensus that Olive Garden was gonna be on there.
I'm surprised that wasn't on there.
Funny, my shorty ordered Olive Garden that night. She was hungry and I wasn't. She's like, I'm just gonna get some Olive Garden. I was like, well, you wouldn't believe what happened.
I would have gone. I would have gone Outback 1-1.
Chili's was going to be my first one, but then she said Outback or Olive Garden. And then Chili's they picked first. Outback, we said it was on there.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we won.
But yeah, Waffle House.
Yeah.
Good
We got
answer.
the dub.
All right, TJ.
Number 2, school cafeteria employees. For much of the same reason as Waffle House, like you need to be like a middle school cafeteria worker. Anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Food fight.
Yeah. You have to be ready to, like, in one instance, help a crying child who might not have any money left on their card, and discreetly be able to give them some food and be nice to them. You have to break up a fight the next moment. You have to cook French fries and tater tots the next, and you have to be a cashier in the fourth and do math. That is tough.
Yeah, it's a full day.
Speaking of lunch ladies, I don't know if this is true.
You
but
probably have to clean up puke sometimes. Yeah, it's a tough job. God
Yeah.
bless them.
You have to. I just saw this tweet.
Wait, Billy, this isn't what you were going to say. I don't know if it's true. Do you?
Okay, never mind.
No, you got to read it now.
No, I can't.
Why? 69% of high schoolers say they feel soothed when lunch ladies call them sugar or baby. Nice is the headline.
Yeah. You
And
know
this is from a website. I just wanted to say the source of this news is wokennews.com.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see how long this fact
Okay,
check
so
is.
it's The Onion.
It's clearly the Onion. Look at the second picture in the article that you
I
sent.
just saw a viral tweet about lunch ladies, and I actually just sent it
Look at the
before
quotes.
looking at what it was.
Look at the quote. That's obviously fake.
But
Yeah,
you
Bill,
got-
I'm gonna read this quote.
I didn't even read.
I'm gonna read this quote from Monique Williams. She's the cafeteria.
being a lunch
worker.
lady, you got to be hardcore.
They really are good kids, most of them. This one time I heard a student called gay for wearing a fedora in my lunch line by a group of athletes. I wasn't mad at him, though. Low-key, that hat was gay as hell. I ended up giving him a few extra nuggets because I felt bad for him. I'm always nice to the quiet white boys anymore because you never know when they finna snap.
That's hardcore.
That's
That's
the
the
quote.
definition of the hardcoreness.
Do you guys
of-
think that's a real article that Billy?
Do you think that doesn't sum up the hardcoreness of
That's pretty
lunch
funny.
ladies?
Oh, Billy.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, I brought that to the table. Just making people laugh. That's a win for me. That's a win.
This is a good meme that I just saw in the replies to it. It's the Vince McMahon meme of him getting progressively more excited. The first one, old white man calls you son, pretty excited. Southern woman calls you honey, more excited. British woman calls you love, he's freaking out. Australian calls you mate, he's smiling wide. Kebab man calls you boss. That's the ultimate form of it.
I like that.
That is a good feeling.
Boss man.
Okay, so more hardcore companies.
And then my third one was Enron. Those guys were hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, they would be. I agree with that 1,000,000%. Mad Dog.
Okay. So my first one was gonna be Chick-fil-A, but I'm gonna sub that out because you took that. I'm gonna go with kind of piggybacking off of Enron, another corrupt company, Theranos.
Yeah, they had like similar company cultures where they were expected to work like all the time.
Right.
And
Elizabeth Holmes specifically.
They had rallies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If your company has a rally, at that point you should stop for a second, just think like why are we rallying?
We
Like,
should have a macro rally.
plenty
No.
of companies have like off-site meetings and all hands meetings and things like that, but to have repeated rallies for your company
Yeah.
is kind of strange.
I think rally now has a bad connotation connected to it, I would say. Unless there's a pep in front of it.
Pep rally, that's fine.
Yeah, but like a rally.
We should do pep rally here at
Yeah.
Barstool.
Yeah. We could do pep rallies.
Yeah, pep rally.
But-
Bleacher Report.
Yeah. So I think Theranos, because if you weren't hardcore, similar to Elon, you got the boot. You're out of there. Or
Yep.
if you went against what she was saying.
Yep.
So Theranos. My next one is more specific to my age demographic, and I'm hoping Billy agrees with me. Any first year consultant at Deloitte.
I'm gonna disagree with you because I know a first year consultant at Deloitte, and they are just chilling right
you
now.
think? Or investment banker, I would say.
Yeah,
More.
yeah.
I don't really know the difference. investment banker maybe at Deloitte
We
first year.
we work more hours than them because we actually have to show up to the office, look at stuff 24/7, be online 24/7. They work from home. Like I think I could do 2,
Be careful what you s-
2 Deloitte work
maybe
days?
not Deloitte and certain investment bankings, but there's a lot of people with work from home jobs. I think there's people who work 3 of them at once.
Well,
Not specifically in those fields, but I know what you're trying to.
my old walk home, I would have to pass the Deutsche Bank building every day.
Deutsche is a hard firm.
Okay, so I don't know the difference, but Deutsche Bank, I would pass them at like dinner time every night. The amount of like Uber Eats bikes that were outside, because like every 23-year-old has their like $30 dinner stipend, and they just actually live at those places. So that's where I was thinking.
The ones with super high workload.
Yeah, is Deutsche Bank one of those? I don't even know.
Deal flow is what they're trying to get. The reason why they keep them there is so they can just up their deal flow and just like work them crazy amounts. But they make so much money and they get so much stuff, like free Ubers, free everything.
What do you get as like a first year employee there?
You get a really nice starting salary,
100K,
Yeah.
and then you get
20K signing sometimes,
Dinner-
10K signing.
dinner stipends every day usually, especially during busy season.
Mm-hmm.
But you can,
100K, you're not like rich in New York though.
right? But,
But 20,
it's the bonus.
but you're 22.
But you're 22.
But
That's
it's
a good
the
point.
bonuses, and then you can expense every meal.
You probably
that you go
still
out
have
with.
like roommates and stuff too.
Yeah, I know a couple of kids who are like in finance at our age, and they're like, well, why not like live with my friends right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, first year investment bankers.
I've got an idea. Tell me what you guys think. What if we just have Billy become like our investment banker, and his job is to bring us deals and just bring us investments,
and we have to decide whether they're good or
and
not.
we have to decide whether or not they're good, and then but Billy can get like 5% of whatever profits that we make on.
Do we make a
So
profit
investing
from it?
in,
Just go find me a deal.
just go find you a deal.
Isn't that like what your bag was in college?
There was a time.
Yeah.
There was a time,
Yeah.
so
There was
long
a time.
ago.
There was a time I was sourcing potential.
So long ago. Why? Well, Billy, why don't you put that
I
fucking
could-
degree to use and go make
Yeah.
me some bread?
I will actually go if we can raise a fund. I think I could find us some assets with some serious cash flow.
I wouldn't hate that.
That might be that we talk
Some
about.
assets with some serious cash flow.
Yeah.
Arian, Billy's talking about being a investment banker.
Well, you proposed
Mm-hmm.
it. I was just talking about some stuff.
Billy was saying that he was almost an investment banker. He knows a lot about the world of investment banking. I'm proposing that we put together a little, maybe we send Billy out to be our investment banker and have Billy come back with some net worth increasing deals that he's identified. Some arbitrage, maybe.
How much we talking?
I don't know. I guess
I'm down to gamble on Billy's brain.
I guess it would just depend on what sort of opportunities he was able to source.
could we just put up collateral to get?
I'm already nervous
Sorry.
about
Wow.
Billy being.
If we put up some collateral to maybe secure some large some loans to actually get some serious assets.
Wait,
and,
so now
some rental properties.
now you're saying this might be tricky because you're asking us to give you money, and then you're saying that you're going to go to the bank, and then you're going to convince the bank to give you even more money.
yeah, that's how you fucking make money.
You're just talking about like
This sounds illegal.
Billy's plan.
No, this is
No,
finance.
Billy's plan right now is just convincing different people to give him money.
No, not me. Just use it to buy assets, and then we try to.
What would you buy? What's your first move?
Well,
What's your
the
first move?
safest
What do you
stuff
buy?
is real estate, but the market's not good for that right now.
Right.
No
So
one's
I
offering.
that's
I
not
reject
safe.
that plan.
We could put a huge gamble on Bitcoin if we think it's low right now because technically
Man,
it is.
hell no,
Right.
I'm not giving you shit.
I'm
I ain't giving
thinking.
you
This was
shit.
given to me 5 minutes ago. I would want to in a good market. Like,
Boy chose real estate
maybe-
and Bitcoin as his first two choices, man.
well, like Bitcoin is universally bottomed out right now.
Hasn't? Do we know that?
But it's not at zero.
It's not at zero,
This
but
shit
it's
ain't gonna
very
make
low.
no money, man.
Okay, by the way, there's probably tons of people who actually work in this sort of
All right,
Who
so
are
this-
actually going
thing,
to kill themselves.
who are
after
going to be
hearing
they're
this.
hearing this and they're like, Billy goes, oh shit, like what the fuck?
So this
Like,
is
this is my job. Well, yeah, it's your job. I've been looking at media for the past 3 years and not continuing.
okay. All right, wait. So this is
low-
we're seeing in record time almost a progression of Billy's assignment to now he's mentioning the people out there that probably know a lot more than he does. So he'll be asking them for help to come up
Well,
with.
that's
this
the
plan.
best.
Does
That's
Billy
the
have
best
an
way to
investment
succeed.
banking guy?
I listen to experts because that's Billy's list. I'll probably consult with them on this kind of stuff. Honestly, I think probably in this market at this time, finding a company that needs, some seed money because they're struggling in this economy and giving them some, injecting some cash into them,
Mhm.
and then like getting a large majority stake of this company and blowing up like these guys at PayPal by hopefully the company going big in whatever concept they got going working. That would be
Seed
more
money,
feasible.
seed money investments are like the most risky, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Give
but
me
I know
Billy.
that.
they're
Bring
the
me
most fun.
bring me some rock solid investments, some places where I can watch my capital grow.
Can we do some angel investing?
I don't know
No.
about
You
angel
want to do
investing.
angel investing?
We're not
That might
talking.
be the
That's
best
not-
right
We're
now.
not talking about seed money here, Billy.
We're talking about
We're
investment.
talking about give me a deal. Bring me a deal, Billy. Go fetch me a deal.
Okay, I'm gonna just
That's
go
a good
get
boy.
a deal.
That's a good boy.
I'm gonna go get a deal.
Determined to
ABC.
to-
Always be closing.
Yep.
Always be
a
closing.
deal sniffing dog. I like it.
Oh no, you know what we could do,
Coffees for closers.
but this might be hard because of current supply chain stuff. We could just buy stuff on Alibaba, ship it over here, invest in a warehouse, and then just sell it to Amazon.
Dude, that's not investment banking.
What?
Wait, so Billy, you're
That's a
telling me
deal though.
I'm open to all sorts of deals. So we're gonna buy stuff from overseas,
For cheap
rent a warehouse,
to store the stuff.
and then just put all the stuff in the warehouse, and then sell the entire warehouse to Amazon,
Oh no,
like a storage
sell-
awards. And
just-
we're like, hey,
Just start looking at wholesale products from abroad and then bring them to the US. We'd probably have to rent warehouse space and then selling those products to distributors domestically at a markup. That's probably something we could get going. But supply chain shortages probably. This is all the stuff I've been kind of thinking about in my spare time. If like I had money, how to make it, or someone gave me a loan.
Hey man, don't invest.
bring me a deal. Go get me a
But-
deal, Billy.
Hey, what do you think? Don't invest in
I think you
anything.
shouldn't invest. Not you.
Wow.
I've had a handful, a couple of these sell, and it's just so like it's gambling, but like what I've learned about investing at that level is like the game is just rigged. Like it's just rigged.
But it's rigged towards who?
People who got money already. So most businesses that start up fail. I think it's like
9 out of 10.
yeah, it's like 90% or something like that. Most start. That's why investing in seed money, I mean, in the seed round is just super risky. Like what we have done in the past, we don't even invest in seed. We did do a couple seed round investments that ended up panning out, but it's just so risky. We did it really young, so like we don't go on to like maybe B or C now. And by that time, they already have really big money investors, and usually that's when it's gonna go or not. Is when the big money investors come, like American Express or Waste Management, or like it's just a rigged ass game. That's what it is. The game's
Well,
all
then why
rigged.
don't we just go for those companies? That like,
Because to get in those deals, you have to know somebody.
right.
Like that's why it's rigged. It's like it's just a whole bunch of nepotism. They're like, hey, I got this deal that's definitely gonna go. They're doing 500 million a year. You get in, you put in 200,000. We'll yield you back 600,000. Shit like that. That's how that shit works up there. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
True.
That's why they're trying to
but
say
maybe if any-
capital gains tax. That's why we're for capital gains tax, because it's like they make so much money without even doing anything. It's ridiculous.
What if, and it's all speculative too. What if hopefully one of those peoples are a macrodosing listener and can get us in on a deal?
Hey, if you're an investor, if you want any kind of hedge fund, any kind of, holla at us.
Mm-hmm.
We got 5 on it.
What if like George Soros's son listens to this podcast, or grandson, or whatever?
We should do a pod on him, because I hear him so much and I have no idea who he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should. I'm down.
Or like, what if Warren Buffett's grandson's listening to this?
Probably,
Get us
but
in.
they don't have that much money because he's not giving them any. He's giving them like just a couple $100,000.
No,
or
he's
something,
already
right?
given his son like several corporations that have huge cash flow and like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I heard recently Bezos said he was going to do that with his kids, the same shit he's doing. Bill Gates did. Like, he's going to give a lot of it away to philanthropy.
Yeah, I saw that. I think his girlfriend
I
convinced
think
him.
he's guilt tripped into it.
Yeah. Also, he's going to buy the Washington football team, the Commanders. So that's kind of cool.
Did you really?
I hope so. It sounds like it might be him, McConaughey, maybe KD, Jay-Z,
That'd be sick.
whole squad. Me.
Would you become a minority
Yeah.
owner?
I am. No. I can say that, like, all right, I've been telling people for the last, like, 20 years, like, I'm going to own the Washington Redskins one day. I don't really know how I'm going to get there, but I've just been trying to do that thing that's the secret, which is where if you just say it, you'll manifest it.
Ooh,
Manifest
manifestation.
that
I
shit.
like it.
Yeah, so I've been manifesting it. This is one opportunity that I have. It's probably the only time that the team will ever come up for sale in my lifetime, although it's happened twice already now. There's like a 1% chance that through a connection that I have, I could get involved with those guys and they would give me the opportunity to buy a share. Now the whole thing is I have to really put on my salesperson hat at this point because I would bring not that much money to the table at all, obviously. And they would just be kind of doing me a favor because there's probably a lot of people that would want to invest in the very, 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 very low amount that I would be able to. So I'm just saying I will put my life savings towards buying the team and you will get to own me, basically. I will be a walking, living, breathing advertisement for the Washington Commanders or whatever you want to call them. I'll be such a whore. I feel like I have a pretty decent platform for promoting the team.
Club 999.
And I will whitewash anything that they say. I'll just be a mouthpiece. I'm like Baghdad Bob, the guy that was like going in front of the cameras for Saddam Hussein and being like, everything's fine. We're winning this war. Even as like troops were in the background, like marching into Baghdad. I'll be a complete whore for the team and you can use me.
What percentage of the Washington Commanders could you say you could afford?
I think a tenth of one, maybe I don't even know how that math works. Maybe a tenth of a percent. That still seems way too high.
So that would be like $2 million.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess like 500,000 or 500. Wait, I'm gonna guess that the team sells for $5 billion.
5? I was counting on 2.
Yeah, I was
Oh, no.
counting 1.8 or
Damn.
something.
The valuation's like 7.
It's gonna be.
Huh?
Let's just say. Oh fuck, no, I definitely can't afford that. You said 5 billion, and I was like, okay, but 7 billion, too rich for my blood. I'm out. Let me see. I'm doing the math right now. 5 billion, by the way, is so
Much money.
it's so many millions. That's what people don't realize about billions. Is
5 billion is so many billions too.
yeah, it's
You know
5
how-
of them.
Yeah.
You know how many millions?
Yeah, well, it's 1,000 millions
5,000.
going into a billion. So let's
it's
see.
Think about how many
It's five-
thousands
It's
are in a billion.
5,000 million.
5 billion divided by 100 is 50 million. That's 1%. 1% of the team is
God.
50 million.
Lit.
And then 10% of that would be 5 million.
I was just trying to extract from you how much
money I have in my bank account?
No,
Is that what you're
no,
wondering?
how much you'd be willing to spend on this? Because clearly you'd have more than that. I mean, that's a good. If
You think I have more than $5 million in my bank account right now? Interesting.
yeah,
in my bank account.
Interesting.
well, not in like a checking account, but you've got it somewhere.
Not liquid. Not liquid.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. Maybe.
It's just very funny. To
I
see
don't know how money works when you have that much of it.
Well, you can. So like,
I'm just curious how you reach these, because I'm not going to tell you how much money I have, Big T.
I don't know. That's why we did this
dude,
exercise.
he has a window unit AC.
Yeah.
It
Buddy, so does
surprised me.
everyone in New York.
You
No,
think-
I
you think
walked in there and I was like, "What?"
You think if I had $5 million cash in my bank account right now?
Again, I didn't say that, did I?
I think you
No.
did.
No. I actually think I explicitly said no when you asked that.
he doesn't have a washing machine?
It's true.
Again, these are all New York City
I
problems.
get laundry service.
Yeah, they drop it
Y'all
off at
ever-
his fucking house folded.
Y'all ever play Big Bank Take Little Bank?
That seems like an NFL game. You play in the locker room.
Nah, we played that. No, we played that growing up.
What is it?
So it's like Big Bank Take Little Bank. So it's basically whoever has at the same time you put your money down as somebody else, and whoever has the most money, you get it.
whoever has the most money gets to take
Like just
everybody else's
cash in
money?
your wallet.
Big bank take little bank.
That's the ultimate form of gambling.
It is.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna
Damn.
play. I'm not gonna play right now.
I haven't had cash in
Yeah, I haven't had cash.
many years, but
Yeah, I don't know if the kids still play it, but we played it growing up.
Oh no.
Dead and dice.
PFT. I think PFT's got a. Do you still have that cash I gave you?
Is he digging his bag for cash right now?
Yeah, I think he might have some.
something like that. If I have cash, it's an accident, and I'm actively trying to get rid of it.
I don't think I have.
You're scared of cash too.
I'm not scared of it. I
Right,
just
that's what
don't like using it.
I don't like having cash
just-
on me.
It's just not useful anymore. The only thing it's useful for, in my opinion, is like for tipping.
Yeah.
And even then, I'd prefer like, yo, what's your Cash App or your Venmo? Or,
If I have cash,
I'm
that's
not gonna
free
do that.
money, and I can spend it on whatever I want because it doesn't
Yep.
count.
You know what's
Yep.
very funny? Bouncers have started to take Venmo in New York City
Yeah.
for like bribes.
Yeah.
you in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
think I have
got-
like $10 in my
I
wallet.
don't like going to.
I've
I
got
have a great idea, bro.
I got a
Tell me what you
gi-
think about this idea, PFT.
a giant thing of naproxen here because every time I get any sort of injury for the last like 10 years, I've gotten a prescription for more naproxen than I can possibly carry.
That's hard on your
Naproxen?
stomach.
And then I never take it because it's not real pain medicine. It's like just like prescription strength ibuprofen.
Oh, really?
And so then I've just
I
got
don't
a surplus of naproxen in my medicine cabinet.
What are you looking for right now?
My cash.
All right, tell me what you think of this idea, PFT.
Yeah.
Government funded, right? They give for like homeless folks, they give out like some kind of device, right? That and you charging stations, whatever. We'll figure that part out later. But they give out some kind of device where you can add or you can put like money on it, right? To where they don't have to ask for cash anymore. Like you just, let me scan you like $5, and you can just give them that. And like there's charging stations or whatever the case may be for them, so that they can have like a digital currency, so that they don't, because paper money is going away.
That sounds like a great idea. Right?
Are you saying government subsidized cash?
No, they would subsidize the conduit for money exchange.
So a wallet.
Yeah, a digital wallet.
Actually, I think the New York Reserve is just doing like a pilot of an e-currency, like an e-dollar. Let me pull that up.
Arian, I think that's a great idea. It sounds similar to a company that was developed in the late 90s.
What's that?
PayPal.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were doing a bit right there. Yeah,
No, I was dead serious.
no, literally.
Because like there's so many times like I want to give somebody some money or something like that, and I just don't have any cash on me. But if they could just like, if they have a little scanner, I would scan way. I would give way more homeless people.
I don't wanna
money
be-
if it has some shit like that.
I don't want to be. I think.
You're the homeless HOA. Boo.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you gotta say.
I know, but there's homeless people who put their Venmo,
their QR
their
code.
QR code on their donation boxes.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah. So a lot of
I like
homeless
it.
people have phones.
Sure,
I've been robbed.
but I like it.
You can't find the cash?
I've been robbed. I got a bunch of cash this weekend.
If you had to guess how much cash you had, how much was it?
Big bank take little bank.
And I don't want to say in case I find it, and I want to take your money from you. I don't think it's in here though. All right, I had $280. Just nice amount of cash, not that much.
Well, so you have no cash
Chump
on you right
change
now?
for PFT.
Oh,
Doesn't even know where it is.
it's around. It's got to be around here somewhere.
I have a lucky $2 bill I always keep on me.
Can't find 280. Yeah, it's all good.
If I lost $280, my month would be ruined.
Well, it's around here somewhere, Big T. It can't have. It mustn't have gone.
But I
far.
would be
Are you
panicked.
just flexing on?
You did. You flexed a little bit.
No, I mean, it must be nice.
No, it's around here somewhere.
What's the most amount of money any of y'all have ever lost?
Oh shit! Like gambling?
20
No,
bucks.
like just misplaced.
I don't know that I've ever misplaced. I've lost it gambling.
I found it, but I lost my wallet when I was younger, and I carried cash. and there was like $300 on it, but I found it.
Yeah, I would say like $20-$40. I don't know. I don't carry cash.
It might be right now for me. I don't really make a habit of losing cash. You don't get rich with it by losing money, Big T.
Cat. Actually, no. The most money I've lost and lost for good was $60 when I got jumped coming out of middle school, going to the bus.
Yeah, somebody jumped you for 60. Oh, just
Yeah,
they jumped you, and then they jumped you, and then they robbed you.
No, actually they didn't jump me. They more just intimidated me and told me to give them your phone and empty your wallet. It was a group of youths.
That sounds like you just got robbed. Yeah.
Street youth.
The fuck, a group of youths?
Well, I didn't
Why
get.
would you
I
say
didn't
it
get
like
robbed
that?
one-on-one.
I said a group of youths. The fuck are you, 60?
What about you, Arian?
Yeah, how much have you lost?
This was before I had any money. I lost a whole Pell Grant because, well, actually, there wasn't even a Pell Grant. It was money an agent, a runner gave to me. I had $1,500, and I had put it in my wallet in my pocket. And I had a really low car in college. I had a Mustang, a white Mustang.
You got paid at Tennessee?
Yeah, that's all. I got my record saying that already.
Okay.
Watch School, The Price of Sports, good documentary.
Very good documentary.
Anyway, so I'm getting out of the car, and back then, like, baggy shit was the wave, right? So wearing like big baggy clothes, and so you could see where I parked my car from the apartment complex I lived in, and so I looked out. As I walked in my apartment, I looked out and I saw my wallet on the floor, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I went out there, and I had $1,500 in that bitch. And I went out there, wallet was just left on the floor, cash was gone. I was sick.
Damn.
$1,500. I was sick, dog. Oh my god.
Did you like look around?
I knew it was. I knew it was in the wallet. I knew somebody stole it.
How much stuff do you have in your backpack?
I have a lot of stuff. I've got podcast.
He's still digging in there.
I've got podcasting equipment and stuff just in case, like, because I've been going out of town a lot. If I get stuck out of town, I want to be able to just prop that up. Where else could it be? Now I'm freaking out. Big T.
There
think
anything
it's
else
gone
in that
there.
wallet?
Is it in your wallet?
My checkbook's in here.
Oh,
You carry
your
around
wallet
a
was in
physical
there?
checkbook?
I have it. I own a checkbook. Yes.
PFT, remember you were cleaning out your desk yesterday?
Oh fuck! Did I accidentally throw away the $300? No.
Not like it makes a difference.
Let's.
I like it. Big T, eat the rich.
But it's funny because
No, I'm glad he's rich.
Aaron brought. Are you?
Yeah, I just want to know how rich you. I would like to hear you admit how rich you are. I'm glad you're rich.
I love.
I'm.
$5 million liquid is crazy rich, bro.
I've got.
Because that means that's after taxes. You got to think about that shit.
I've got more money than I
New York.
used to have, and not as much money as I'm going to have.
You're absolutely correct.
Talk to him.
That's the way I look at it.
Where are we at on that list, by the way? Mad Dog, did you give all three?
No, I had one more.
What do you got?
Any NCAA Power 5 conference football team.
Okay, just being they're all hardcore. They have to.
Like
Yeah.
Bam, SEC schools like Bama, Texas A&M, like just like the coaching staff, like lives or dies. Like Nick Saban, and like Miss Terry, is that his wife's name?
Mm-hmm.
Like she even lives or dies, and she doesn't even work for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like those types of like NCAA coaches, I feel like just live and breathe, especially in like the South, I guess. Just,
Yeah.
like live and breathe for their
It's
school.
their entire thing.
Yeah.
It's who they
Or
are.
like Marcus Freeman when Notre Dame beat Clemson the other week was like, honey, put the kids to bed. I got film to watch like after the game. Like they have no regard for anything other than
Yeah, they're
in
just
their life.
obsessive.
They're obsessive. Yeah. And I don't think if you're not hardcore about it, I don't think you succeed at a level like that in college football, because I don't think it's the same in the NFL.
it's even.
You can, I mean, Arian, also you have the experience in the room, but that's from what I've gathered watching for 23 years. Like the NFL doesn't seem as crazy hardcore in terms of like live, breathe, die by it, unless you're like Dan Campbell.
The fan base doesn't, but the staff is probably a little more so, because their jobs are more contingent on winning and winning now. Like they'll get fired faster than a college coach will.
True.
Except if you're the coach of the Raiders because they don't have enough money to fire you. That's what's interesting. So Mark Davis is not really that wealthy. I mean, he's richer than I am. He's richer than any of us, but he's like kind of broke when it comes to NFL owners. So he can't afford to fire Josh McDaniels because he'll owe him too much money. And he might end up owing John Gruden money for the way that he was sent out of Las Vegas a couple years ago. So Mark Davis doesn't have that walking around cash on him. And when they sell the team, he's not going to be able to afford the inheritance tax to take the team over. So he'll have to then sell the team to somebody. But it's interesting because, like, if they fired Josh McDaniels knowing that they'd have to hire somebody else, they'd have to hire somebody they could only pay like a couple $100,000 a year to coach the Raiders.
That sucks for Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, in a way, it kind of does.
Getting fired as a football coach and getting a buyout is the greatest thing that could happen to anyone.
That's a great point. Like, you should be aware of that if you're going to work for the Las Vegas Raiders, that's a very real possibility.
Jimbo Fisher is trying to get fired right now.
He's a king. His buyout is huge.
$85 million.
Enormous. Can you imagine that? $85 million? They were that confident it would work?
And they may just have to do it.
I would not be that confident in anything. Like, if you gave me Patrick Mahomes and Bill Belichick, I would not be confident enough to like guarantee $100 million that it would succeed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Million?
It's as close.
100 million?
Those two? I mean, you give me 15 years and those two, I'm gonna get a chip, bro.
Yeah, but then like in your brain, you're like, well, has Bill Belichick ever had a quarterback with the arm talent and playmaking ability as Mahomes? Like, can he construct, an offensive game plan that like usually is like very game management, dink and dunk?
Yeah.
Like, could he deal with the unpredictability of a Patrick Mahomes like play style, which can be like 5 touchdowns or like sometimes 3 interceptions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. Smart coaches build their team around their players, not their systems.
When was the last time we saw him do that?
It's good.
Well, I've been on the record saying Bill Belichick is a great fucking coach, but he's nowhere near the coach he is without Tom Brady. So you realize what you have, you build your team around it. I mean, the goal to have Drew Bledsoe, right, a all-star quarterback, come out for injury, and then have a backup 6th rounder play well in a game or two, and then to say, no, the job's his now. That's ballsy move, bro.
All right. Let's do some real quick PayPal stuff. Get back to PayPal because it's funny that Arian brought that up a second ago when PayPal was started because Elon Musk and a few other guys wanted to figure out a way to pay your buddy by using the infrared input on your Palm Pilot back in the late 90s. So if you went out for a meal or you wanted to pay somebody for a beer, you just sent them cash over the phone directly that way. That's how it was. So congratulations, Arian Foster. You just invented PayPal in the year 2022.
You see me.
Very good. Very nice. So
pay me. Now I want $8 from all you guys to continue to be on this podcast.
PayPal was very smart. $8. Yeah, we should charge $8 for verified listeners of the podcast.
That shit would be so dog shit.
I like that. No, that's what we'll do. So verified listeners.
What are some additional benefits we could provide to verified listeners?
Live chat access so they can hop in and listen to the Discord and give live chat access.
Unlimited commenting.
Okay.
You get unlimited reviews that you can leave, unlimited commenting, and
you get to pick up. You get to collectively vote as a verified base on the next topic. That'd be kind of lit, actually.
Listen, we could get 1,000 people to pay $8 a month.
And then once a week, one person gets to talk to Billy for 10 minutes.
I like that. Or on your birthday, you get Billy will give you a personalized birthday message.
Damn, that's 1,000 messages. That's putting Billy to work, dog.
Can we do this?
Verified listeners.
Do we need?
Are we splitting that if we do that?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's an extra.
Oh, capitalism. It was my idea. PFT co-signed it, and then you just get what we believe you should get out of it.
I came up with the name for it, Aaron. You just said
Mhm.
you just stole the idea from Elon Musk.
I prompted the idea of giving extra benefits.
I came up with the Billy birthday idea, kind of.
I'm not a capitalist. I think we should all split it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'll split it. Verified listeners, you get a badge, and all you have to do is pay. You know what? We'll make it a deal. $7 a month for the first month, and then it goes up to $8.
This is horrible.
Verified listeners. All right, verified listeners, let us know. I'll award a couple verification badges tomorrow online.
Well, I wanted to try to start an OnlyFans for us, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, when you're a bunch of dudes.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. So PayPal was founded, and they were very smart with the way that they handled it because they marketed heavily towards eBay users because they figured that eBay users were some of the people that were conducting the most peer-to-peer financial transactions, and so they gave bonuses that eBay users would find enticing. They went where eBay users talked online in different message boards and discussion forums, and they marketed heavily towards them so that by word of mouth, these eBay power sellers would share with each other that PayPal was the best way to send money online.
Yeah,
Which is very smart.
That's how they built their user base. December 1998, PayPal was founded and its name was originally Confinity. It's supposed to sound like Coinfinity, but I think that was already registered trademark.
It's a terrible name.
They were good to change that.
Confinity sounds like the worst cable company that you've ever used.
They were
like they don't even have any employees. It's just you get a bill in the mail every month from Confinity. It works half the time. Their app sucks. You can't log in to purchase any pay-per-views, and when you try to call somebody about service, it just hangs up on you. Confinity. Try the difference.
basically one of their big steps in innovation was they produced an email-based payment technology, and they were one of the first companies to connect your username to your email.
Yep.
It's crazy to think about that because that's literally every company today. Like, oh, type in your email and that'll be your username. But that was, they were one of the first to adopt that, probably copying it from other software companies.
Mm-hmm. Madeline just came back. She was peeing.
Or
or maybe pooping. She was gone for a while.
Girls don't poop, bro.
She was gone for a while.
What? I wasn't pooping. I can assure you.
Probably pooping.
I wasn't pooping.
It's okay. It's all right.
You can't tell with girls. They poop fast.
Jake on Part of My Take has left like the last 3 episodes to either pee or poop. Just, I don't know. It happens.
I was just peeing. I promise.
I mean, the listeners, I said it because the listeners were at this point.
Oh, they were really
like,
wondering.
I haven't heard from Mad Dog in a while. Where was she? All right, she's back.
You have to be honest with the listeners.
We do.
Especially the verified listeners.
Yeah, the verified listeners. You missed the whole verification instructions. Also, Billy has called me out for being a poop guy in the past. So
I'm not a poop girl, and also girls don't poop. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Billy. Okay, so they were called Confinity.
Yeah, and then they just basically the whole finding the niche in the market that you couldn't pay people online, like basically eBay, you had to send like checks and stuff that I don't even remember. Like what's the word? Cashier's checks?
Yeah, cashier's checks.
Like, well, I don't even know what that is.
That's when you go to well, congrats on never like renting a car or anything or
yeah, I had to
getting a
write
security
my first
deposit.
cashier's check.
Oh no, I actually have done a cashier's check.
That's when you go to the bank and you get a check from them that says, we certify that you have this much money right now in your account, and the transfer is immediately of the funds.
It can't bounce.
It's as good as cash.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. When you
I
rent
did that for the first time I rented.
when you rent an
I
apartment.
thought that was called a verified check.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the same
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
I know it is a cashier's check.
Cashier's check, yeah.
Just
Huh.
drains your bank account.
That's what that's called.
Mm-hmm.
I pay my rent online because I live in New Jersey. That's chill.
I pay my rent online too.
I just recently started paying my rent online.
Were you writing a check every month?
Yeah, I had to.
Oof.
But my building just got sold, and now the new building company came in. Best I can tell, all they've done differently, they put up quotes next to the elevators about living in New York. So there's like a quote by it from like Jimmy Fallon next to my elevator. It's like, the thing I love about living in New York, the energy. Dash Jimmy Fallon. It's like, thanks, Jimmy.
It's got an elevator. Write that down.
I was like, appreciate that, Jimbo.
Why'd you look at me as if I was taking notes on PFT's apartment?
You write it down, Big T.
It's
Put it in your file. I'm sure you've got a dossier on many people. But
There's so
no dossiers.
Now I pay on an online system. Except they charge me like an additional.
Do they charge you a service fee?
It's like 2% additional, and it's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is that?
Surprised his accountant doesn't take care of it.
$80.
Is that direct deposit or
Surprised he's doing it on his own.
Can you
Wait,
pay
more
rent
than
with
that.
a credit card?
No, it's an online. I use my debit card, but it's like an online.
I'm pretty sure that's because you use your debit card.
Is it more or less than like $150 at 2%?
Okay. Let's you're pocket watching,
Big T, if it
Big
helps.
T is
That-
pocket watching.
That's what liberals do, Big T.
Big T.
They pocket watch.
What, Madeline?
My poor person apartment is $150 service fee to pay rent.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine's I think $1. I think my own
$1?
is $1. Yeah, maybe
Mine's
95 cents.
Mine's $150.
That's incredible.
You're in a
That's out.
you're in a rent controlled apartment.
Yeah.
That's you lucked out.
Yeah. So I
You,
mean,
you're profiting off of the liberal agenda. But
I can't control what they do.
so then in October 2002, PayPal is sold to eBay for $1.5 billion in a highly touted marriage between digital auction and online payment services. So this is when a lot of these first guys, the PayPal Mafia, is there sometimes called? Yeah, and that's when they sort of first made their first a lot of money.
They've changed the world. There's no mistaking.
In
like,
ways you don't even know.
Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Max Levchin were the three guys that really founded it, and they started in Mountain View, California, and like you said, it was called, what was it, in Confinity?
Yeah.
When they first started. So Elon had sold, he had a company that he already made called Zip2, and he sold it to Compaq for $700 million. So I think he got like a couple $100 million out of that. Right when it closed, he got like $25 million in his bank account. If I got $25 million in my bank account when I was like, I don't know, 22 years old, you would probably never hear from me again. I would probably just like that. Like I just won at life. I get to go do whatever it is I want to do for the rest of my life. Elon Musk invested all that money into his next venture, into PayPal, which is kind of crazy. Like, say what you want about Elon Musk, dude bet on himself big time, and ended up winning. So yeah, those three dudes meet each other. They want to connect people in a way that lets them share emails, banking, credit card information as a financial service. And Elon was like, I think financial services are going to be the next thing that the internet completely and totally changes. And so they came up with PayPal based off of that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Zip2 as a product, that his first product that he created, is a sort of way that advertisers and users could communicate with each other. So it's sort of very pre-internet, like primitive internet stuff that they built that we just totally take for granted now and think that is just was easy to create.
So interesting story about how Peter Thiel and Max Levchin ended up meeting, two of the three founders. Thiel was giving a speech at Stanford University talking about business opportunities, like that wide open. It was a business speech. And Max Levchin, I heard the story. I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but I heard that he was not enrolled at any of these classes. He was just trying to use their buildings for free AC and get out of the heat. And so he's just hanging out there. And he saw Peter Thiel's speech and then went up to him afterwards. He was like, you know what the real opportunity is? Digital wallets. Let's talk. And that's how they started their business relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa, pretty crazy. It also sounds like one of those stories that people will tell like much later to give it more of a like folksy,
Lax.
like a folksy, like back in my day, I was so poor, I couldn't even afford the air conditioning, so I was trying trying to lay low, and next thing you know, I'm a billionaire.
All these billionaires do have PR people that try to make them seem like
Poor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Warren Buffett, I don't actually believe he eats McDonald's every morning.
You don't
I think that
so?
was something that was put out by PR people to try to make him more likable.
What would you do to seem more likable if you were a billionaire?
Not tell people I was a billionaire.
Yeah.
I think the move is Steve Cohen. Just buy a sports franchise and just say, I'll spend however much money you want. Whether it works, doesn't work, we will not lack for spending money.
That's his version of the giving pledge that
Yeah.
Bezos is doing. It's like, I will give away all of my money by the time I'm old, but it'll all go back to my team.
Any mediocre free agent you want, we'll get them.
Yep. You name it. Let's do it.
I mean, the Steinbrenners, that's kind of what they did. No one hated the Steinbrenners because they brought championships to the city.
They did bring championships. It's been a while.
Outside of New York, yeah. But, But what did Peter Thiel do originally? So he was just a securities lawyer.
Now he's
He was a trader. So he was more in capital type management before PayPal.
So after they changed to PayPal, they're working with eBay, all that stuff. They go public February 2002. They go public, and the stock rose by over 50%, closed its first day of trading at $20 per share. Pretty good day for an IPO for them. And then about less than a year later, PayPal got sold to eBay. eBay just straight up bought them because they're the most popular payment service anyways for them. $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. And so that nets a shitload of money to go to those three founders. And then those three founders would then go on to do various things in various parts of the internet, including Elon Musk. Elon then, to his credit, he took his money and then he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do cars. I'm gonna do rockets. And he reinvested all that stuff.
The Boring Company, Neuralink. He's basically trying to connect computers to your brain and make mental health issues. And I think this was quote unquote to make mental health issues more like coding issues.
Yeah,
That's scary.
that's what's weird about Elon is he definitely looks at everything as, I think he does believe that we're living in a simulation.
And everything has a code.
And everything has a code. That's the way that his brain works. And so when he looked at, I remember he went on the Joe Rogan show right after he had his son, that one that's named after like an equation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, like, Joe's like, what was that like? You know, that moment when you see your son for the first time. And Elon Musk was explaining it like, you look into his eyes and you see how much information that this thing is able to intake at once, and then how it's processing that information as it being all new, and how it's storing those different bits that it's learning in different parts of its brain. He's literally looking at his son and being like, look at this fantastic computer. Like, that's, most people look at their newborn child and they like cry at the wonder of life. And he's like, the processing speed is incredible.
The human brain does still have more memory capability than any computer.
Yeah, suck it, IBM.
Memory, but not computing ability.
Right.
But the thing is, computing ability needs memory in order to. So when will
how come we can get our ass kicked at chess by like?
Yeah, that's the scary.
Nobody can beat a chess engine.
It can compute stuff faster than we can, but it can't remember stuff.
Okay. And it doesn't. They don't yet believe that they exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have that sentience.
But the
to
thing
them.
is, that sentience thing, it's like the illusion of us existing. Do we really know we exist? Or is it like AI's thinking that it exists because it just says it exists?
Okay, talk to me more about the PayPal Mafia.
Sorry. Well, basically they created everything. All that money that came out of PayPal ended up funding most projects in Silicon Valley because all these guys went off to do different things. They all wanted to give seed money everywhere, just like we were talking about earlier, and stuff like YouTube, stuff like Facebook, stuff like almost every corner of the internet, LinkedIn, Slides, Square. All that money just is permeated somewhere.
Yeah. So their engineer, Steve Chen, he co-founded YouTube. So the dude from PayPal went on to co-found YouTube. Another guy, their former CFO, Roloff Botha, ended up becoming a senior steward of Sequoia Capital. Sequoia Capital is like the most powerful investing firm in Silicon Valley.
And his grandfather was the apartheid foreign minister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Botha. I was like,
both of these nuts.
yeah, Roloff Botha, and his his grandfather was also Roloff Frederick Pick Botha. I took a class on South African apartheid in college. I was like, I know that name.
Reid Hoffman, he was the former executive vice president. He went on to found LinkedIn. How very cool. Great job. LinkedIn is so
toxic.
I hate Is it toxic?
Oh my God, dude. I used to be on Twitter every day, like watching those wars. LinkedIn is just so much worse.
People go after each other?
They don't go after each other, but they're not saying anything negative, but they're just pumping themselves up so much.
Yeah, it's
so
hustle porn. It's like a hustle competition.
Yeah.
One great way to go viral on LinkedIn is to just put up that fake story about Albert Einstein walking into a classroom. And Albert goes up to the whiteboard and he writes 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. 4 + 4 is 8. 8 + 8 is 15. 9 + 9 is 18. And then somebody raises their hand and they're like, "Sir, 8 + 8 is not 15. 8 + 8 is 16. You're supposed to be Albert Einstein." Albert Einstein looked at the student and said, "Ha ha! Why is it that you pointed out that I made one mistake instead of congratulating me on doing 8 other things correctly? That's how you should approach your life. Don't let that one mistake drag you down. You can't learn anything if you don't fail."
Yeah.
LinkedIn virality right there.
Yeah.
That really happened. Albert Einstein did that.
Yeah.
I saw it because Dan Orlovsky posted it on Twitter. Never would have known. Never would have known about that. But yeah, I agree. LinkedIn sucks.
It sucks.
I haven't been on LinkedIn in years, and every now and again I'll get a like some sort of message from somebody, and it'll have like a link to their LinkedIn profile, and I click on it. And it says, "Do you want to install the LinkedIn app?" I'm like, I really didn't want to see who that person was that badly. I do not want to ever install LinkedIn again.
LinkedIn is brutal.
And there were power users and shit.
And, everyone's posting. The thing is that everyone posts their promotions. So like usually when you'd get like a job or something, like let's say you get a promotion, it's your girlfriend, like maybe your buddy getting drinks with them. Like you're not broadcasting, you're not hearing about your classmate from high school getting a promotion that you don't talk to anymore. And then you're like, oh fuck. And even when you meet people at reunions, you don't really know what exactly their job title is and how high up in the company they exactly rank. You just know they work at one place. But now you're seeing everyone's achievements all the time, and like it's too much information flow for like self-confidence to really prescribe to.
I saw I was on Twitter the other day and Erica had posted something. She was like talking to a fan on her show or whatever. And the fan said that they applied to over 11,000 jobs on LinkedIn without one positive response. I said that's impossible.
That is impossible.
There's just no way that's true.
No, it's definitely got to be impossible.
First of all, applying to 11,000 jobs, I don't think that's ever been done.
I think people have codes that apply for people.
It's like Billy's List.
No, but like you can build a code that just applies to as many jobs as you can, because like I don't know what type of program it is, but you'll automatically get rejected because now the computers have figured out which are spam submissions.
It's like when you say you type out all the individual emails, but you just hit one button and it goes to everybody on your list.
No, that is actually really hard. I actually, because we don't have an email server, I would never pay for an email server myself. And the Barstool email server, they're like, we can't really do this. This like violates something for you just to have a list of 5,000 people. So I just send it 5,000 times and checks of 500. So it's 10 buttons.
Okay.
There's also one of the members of the PayPal Mafia, Dan Chan. Dan Chan might be my favorite guy that worked at PayPal.
Cool name.
Great name. He has become the billionaire's magician. So he converted full time to being a professional magician after working at PayPal. He's going to follow his dream. That's great. And now he like markets himself to Silicon Valley. He's like, if you're having a big, very fancy event, come and I'll be the classy billionaire magician that understands how to work with billionaires and what it is billionaires like to see out of their magicians.
How much does he charge for an event?
I don't know, but I'm on his website right now. It's got to be a lot because when you use his website, the mouse, the cursor turns into a magic wand as you're scrolling through it. Yeah.
Dan Chan Magic.
Yeah, Dan Chan
You
Magic.
think he's doing 100K?
He also does mentalism. We should put him head to head with O's.
Where are you getting the magic wand? I'm not seeing that.
If you go to the about page,
I got it right on the. I think that this guy also, since he's at Silicon Valley, he's dealing with a lot of people who try to figure out what the trick is.
mm-hmm.
So I actually would believe he's the best of the best.
Well, he might be good. On his the review section of the website, it says the person's name and then what company they work for next to it. Silicon Valley's got to be the most insufferable place to work. Just everyone just eyeing each other, trying to get ahead.
But this guy, him just doing what he loves, being a magician, he also IPO'd at Airbnb. So that's another Yelp. Also Russell Simmons, not the performer, former PayPal engineer who co-founded Yelp. There's almost every company. Yeah. Yishan Wong, former engineering manager at PayPal, worked at Facebook and then became the CEO of Reddit. You could probably connect a line to every single site on the internet.
Well, I'd say like the most popular, like 50 websites in the United States right now, non-porn websites, I would say, they probably have something like, I'd say like 40% of former PayPal employees are like sitting on their boards or in their C-suite.
Yeah, wait. I wonder if there's been a link from the porn industry to Silicon Valley.
Yeah, all of it. So every single major technological advancement happens through pornography, basically.
I mean, Pornhub's like one of the most visited websites in the world. I'm sure they have plenty of technologically
Didn't we look that up? Who runs that?
brilliant people.
Pornhub runs it.
But like, what company?
They probably have a different name that they use that people can
Yeah.
put on their resumes and shit.
Orange and Black Media or something.
What
Yeah.
company runs?
Because, I mean, they've created a website that in many ways is superior to YouTube.
Okay, so
Because there's nudity on it.
I just Googled this and Google just said about this page, our systems have detected unusual traffic from your computer network.
Yeah, Pete's watching
All
you
business
right
Pete
now.
is so watching you right
He's
now.
like, or Pornhub's. Why I have to do Google verification?
Because you're on a work laptop, Billy.
MindGeek. Oh my God, MindGeek? MindGeek owns Pornhub?
Yeah, MindGeek.
What's MindGeek?
I don't know.
Wait
A
second.
leader in
Let's see.
web design, IT, web development.
Canada.
A Luxembourg-based privately held company with Canada as its center of operations that primarily focuses on pornography.
I feel like the PayPal Mafia, they definitely they keep in touch with each other. There's like if they helped build a startup into being like $1 billion corporation, you probably still have some like deep ties with those people as you move forward and you go down different roads. They definitely work together to try to help each other's new ventures succeed and become like the face of the internet. Because the way that it works in Silicon Valley is if you get the right people just believing in you, then everybody else will use your product because it's the next thing to use. And then before you know it, the rest of the United States and then the world uses your website. Like LinkedIn, I guarantee you got famous because LinkedIn was tied in with the guy that works at Facebook now that used to work at PayPal, and they know each other. Like, oh, I'm doing the Facebook, but for business. And then they just naturally promote each other. It becomes massive, and super successful. And then they'll go spin off and start a new company, and then that will be famous because of who they know. They've just got the best network ever of who you know in order to get shit done. Plus, it doesn't hurt that now, like, Elon is the richest person in the world.
And there was a tweet that was like, Elon could be just getting massaged by 20 women and eating caviar, but instead he's sleeping in Twitter HQ trying to make the world a better place. Like,
Well, that's not how he's built. And,
yeah,
Okay, so
that was a tweet. I just thought, I was like,
when people
that's so ridiculous.
when people say that, how much would it cost to get 20 women to give you a massage, like 8 hours a day, and feed you grapes and drink wine on a beach? If you wanted to do that lifestyle, let's figure that out. How much that would cost?
Okay, so let's say that's a yearly salary for each of the women. Let's say,
But what's retention going to be like? You have to offer them equity in whatever it is, in like your lifestyle, or you have to offer them opportunity for advancement to be like okay, you've done great work on the lower legs. I'm going to promote you to shoulders. I have to really trust you to let you work the shoulders.
I bet 1 8-hour day you could keep everybody happy for $100K.
A year?
No, a day.
Oh, 100,000.
What?
8 women, $1,000 a day?
I thought you said 20 women.
Or did I say 20?
Yeah, 20.
Okay.
5K each.
I think you got to set up so it's like, are you talking about getting massaged by all of them at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 women, they probably work like a 6-hour day? Give them like 6 hours?
Did we say 8 hours?
I'd say probably 6. Give them some breaks.
This is such a ridiculous.
No, let's have the conversation. Though.
5K
Because people
each?
always say, man, if I was a millionaire, I would just go live on a beach somewhere and have just gorgeous women waiting on me hand and foot. Let's break that down.
Well, that might be the price on an American beach.
Yeah.
Thailand.
Careful. Don't say that around Elon.
Yeah. That's probably where he's staying away from.
Yeah. Let's just say, yeah. Okay, America. Let's call it Hawaii.
Okay.
I think in order to afford that lifestyle, you probably have to pay, let's see, 20 women. You probably have to pay them each, keep them real happy, like $150,000 a year. You think that's enough?
Yeah, at that price.
And they work 6 hours a day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So 150,000. What's 150,000 times 20, Billy?
150,000
$3
times
million.
20 is $3 million.
$3 million a year just for the women. Then you need
20's a lot, though.
But I mean, we're saying 20 women. I think I could get this done
But
for
plus you gotta,
for 5.
but you gotta rent the beachfront property or
Yeah.
own it.
Basically, this guy's saying like, I would be, if I had this much money, I would just be Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah.
That's what we really need
How
to
much
figure
does
out.
Dan Bilzerian's
His
lifestyle?
expenses have to be astronomical. Except I don't think he gets massages from all the women. I think he just like they hang out and he posts their picture on social media, and then
and then they get followers.
that's their fame. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he actually does.
No, he doesn't do
definitely.
anything. He doesn't
You think
do
he does?
anything.
You think he gets?
Does he have sex with them?
Yeah.
He definitely pays them for sex, allegedly.
Okay.
I'm alleging that, but with no evidence, except for my own brain. But basically, this dude online is saying, why isn't Elon just being Dan Bilzerian?
True.
I think you give me $5 million a year as my budget, and I can make the 20 women happen very comfortably, and I would have a great beach and have a sick TV setup on my beach. But that'd get boring too. I would get very bored, I think, if I was just getting massaged all day. That's just me, though. I'm built different. All right, so other people. Billy, who else is in this PayPal mafia that we need to know about?
Everyone else was pretty boring. David McClure came to mind because I think he was involved in a couple of non-tech startups. Oh, yeah. So Saka, he was the guy who got identified in the sexual harassment in venture capital in a New York Times article in 2017. And that was the only reason why. And he stepped down from day-to-day management in a post titled, "I'm a creep, I'm sorry." And then he retracted his apology. It was weird.
Jeremy Stoppelman was the former vice president of technology at PayPal. he co-founded Yelp. And I think it's time that we have an honest conversation about Yelp. Anybody use Yelp here?
Every once in a while.
I use it all the time.
You do?
No,
I'm not a reviewer. I don't
No.
type on the page, but I'm on it all the time.
It's impossible to use.
Really?
I can't find shit on there. I try to scroll down to read the reviews. The first 3 reviews that I read are for like a completely different business that's in the area.
I do think that a lot of it is SEO and like tourist trappy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them aren't the real like best places around you or whatever.
The app always gives me a vibe like it's already zoomed in to like 1.5 magnification.
Yeah.
It's hard to get around on it. I fucking hate Yelp. I deleted Yelp a long time ago off my phone.
Yelp's
Yeah, I
only
love
for
Yelp.
complainers and people who want an excuse not to go somewhere.
That's true.
Like I was up in University of Albany covering the PLL. I was with Jake Marsh, another Big J journo, and Dukes, and it was Friday.
Not a big J
And-
journal.
It was Friday and we passed the TGI Fridays and I was like, let's go to TGI Fridays.
Mhm.
And then everyone was down except Jake, who didn't want to go to TGI Fridays. And the first thing he did was pull up terrible Yelp reviews about TGI Fridays. And we still just went and had amazing fajitas
That's awesome. That's
and ice water. And they just played 80s music. Like, let's look up a bar that I've spoken very highly of, McSorley's on Yelp.
I do think Yelp is good for getting food photos, though. I will say that.
yeah.
Like, if you want to know what the food vibe is.
Yeah, but then they'll have like the picture of the menu and it'll be taken from across the table and you can't see the appetizers.
Or it's like on an Android too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a real shit. It's just a bad corner of the internet I don't like to go to anymore. My life became infinitely better once I stopped visiting Yelp. And I absolutely hate like check us out on Yelp. And like if you accidentally hit that thing and then
Then it pops
the
up.
Yelp pop-up happens. Just disaster of a website. No idea why Yelp got so popular. They just marketed to the biggest complainers out there, made them feel important.
Huge app for
Yeah.
annoying people.
Very biggest app for the most annoying people. Just a bad scene. Count me out.
Yeah.
I'm out on Yelp.
Everybody's just complaining that they only serve 2 types of beers at McSorley's. One's dark and one's light. Like, why don't they have a better beer selection?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these people are stupid.
Yeah, they're dumb. I hate Yelpers. You guys
Why
ever,
is there sawdust on the wood floors?
you guys ever met like a power Yelper
Yes.
that has a card?
Oh, what? Wait, what?
They give you cards sometimes.
Oh, I was just saying, I know someone who is a consistent Yelp reviewer. in
If
the
you've
negative light.
reviewed more than 5 things on Yelp in your life, that's a red flag.
Oh, yeah. If I found out that someone was Yelp reviewing on a date or something, I'd be like, get the fuck out.
Now, you could have a handful of like really bad or really great experience at a place that you're like, other people on the internet should know about this. Like if something truly terrible happened, but after 5, if it takes 2 hands to count how many times you've reviewed on Yelp, you're
Yep.
a weirdo.
Very, very weird. That's my favorite thing that has happened recently is when people get famous and then they get their Yelp review history leaked. It really tells you a lot about a person. Way more so than like your Reddit post history or your tweets from back in the day. If you can read somebody's like history of Yelp reviews, that is a window into their soul.
Wait, whose have you heard about?
I forget. It's happened a couple of times in the last few years.
Leaked Yelp reviews. Let's look it up. Leaked.
Yeah, let's-
celebrity. Titus oh no. Not really seeing much. Is there any celebrities who write reviews? Aziz Ansari likes to read bad Yelp reviews.
No, there have definitely been a few leaked Yelp reviews.
Trying. Looking. Sorry, this is bad podcasting. Check out my solo pod. It's out now if you're listening to this on the YouTube. Had some trouble uploading it to anything but YouTube because America didn't want to stream some of the content audio.
So
But
what's
it's out.
Where are we at right now?
It's on YouTube.
It's fully up.
Yeah, it's actually got a lot of views.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, let me check. Two and a half. Some stuff had to be cut.
Oh, so it's 2.5 hours.
If we didn't cut certain parts,
Mhm.
it wasn't getting streamed on YouTube.
But just to be
It was-
clear, it's 2.5 hours.
there was parts. There was in
There's a
different
material
countries.
change.
You didn't ask the question. It's 2.5 hours, right?
Yes, it couldn't have some of the stuff that couldn't get posted because it was YouTube.
It's on the Macrodosing YouTube?
Yes.
Remember when it was supposed to be 5?
I do. I remember when it was supposed to come out on Saturday. So Billy, once again, it's 2.5 hours.
It might be 2 hours and like 22 minutes.
Okay, so it's 2 hours and 22 minutes. I just want to be clear. It's 2 hours and now it's 2 hours and 22 minutes.
There was content in it that couldn't get uploaded to YouTube.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to make sure here.
Just check it out.
And it's, again, just for the people out there so that they have a rock solid idea of how long it is. It's not 3 hours. It's not 3.5 hours. It's not 3 hours. It's not 2.5 hours. It's 2 hours and 22 minutes. Right?
I will pull up the exact time.
Oh, I have it right. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So just want to make sure.
So not 2:22.
Well, it's not 3.5 hours.
Right.
And it's not 3 hours.
Yeah, because it starts with 2.
It's not 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
And it's also not 2 hours and 22
okay,
minutes.
that got cut from the second time it was uploaded.
I had to cut some stuff because of copyright issues.
Okay.
But it was
totally
still about 2.5 hours.
Totally understand.
Well, 2.5 hours minus like 12 minutes.
The top comment. This is such riveting content. I wish there were 40 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay, here's a new segment on the show. Reading the YouTube comment section on Billy's solo podcast.
There was a really good one.
Billy completed a 3 hour punishment in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and people still say he doesn't work hard.
There's a timestamp. 4613. Quotes. Okay, this is boring. Understatement of the century, Billy.
Damn. Hey, do it right, do it light.
Also, yeah.
The first thing Billy does is opening a racist YouTube video and getting confused on a conspiracy theorist. Being racist is so funny.
I didn't know the Tartarian theory. By the way, anyone who's watching that Ancient Apocalypse stuff on Netflix, that's some dog whistles in there. I'm here to tell you that stuff, that's down a deep rabbit hole that doesn't turn out well. But then I disproved the racist guy by getting the opposite YouTube video.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Did it in a record time, too. Didn't even take him 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, this one guy says, this video is driving me crazy, but I can't stop watching. That's good. I like that.
It's classic Bill. Keeps you coming back for more. But not more than 2 hours and 18 minutes.
It's nice that PFT isn't there to stop or slow Billy down. That's right. If you want full Billy, that's where you go. I have Billy. Here's a quote from the episode. Quote, I have been talking for 2 hours and 40 minutes straight. That was a statement that was preceded by a solid 40 seconds of silence, and it was followed up by a 20-minute jump cut to the 2-minute warning.
Realistically, I realized that I revealed tons of contact information.
Wait, this person says, did Billy just admit that he wanted to do the Vegas shooting?
What'd you say to prompt that?
I said, we talked about the Vegas shooting on the podcast, but we didn't do the Vegas shooting I wanted to.
That you wanted to do it?
That I wanted, I don't know.
Here's another quote from this one. Nazi Germany. How I, Billy Football, would have won the war.
These comments are making me almost want to go watch it. Not quite enough to do it, but almost.
Mm-hmm. How does Billy set a 3 hour time and only complete 2 hours of it? LMAO. This is a scam. This ain't 3 hours. 6 seconds in and already a lie. That's good. I like that one. It's longer than I would have expected. The over under was
Took him the length of a vine.
What's the first six?
I made it 8 minutes and I want to rip my ears off.
That's a good challenge. Like if Elon brings back Vine, see if Billy can get through a Vine without telling a lie.
3 hour solo podcast. Okay, it wasn't the only 3 hour solo podcast.
It was not. It was not.
But I
the only-
planned.
218, baby.
It's not even one of them.
But
Should we
if you
make
look at
218 shirts?
if you look at the timer,
Billy 218
Billy 218.
and like the John 316.
if you look at the timer that I have in the corner, I did podcast for 3 hours. It's just not all in there.
What's crazy is that Prussia sounds a lot like Russia, but it's actually Germany. Just a comment.
Did you say that?
Yes, and he just started playing a video.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so Billy,
Unbelievable.
you have a timer in the corner. I'm seeing this timer. So you spent 3 hours doing it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing as a 3-hour podcast?
Nope. But we're getting it together.
Also, I'm pretty sure you texted while you're recording it. There's like minutes of dead air at a time.
No,
Yeah.
this is the good one. This is the good version. Because on Thursday, Billy recorded his original, and then
Well-
he just didn't use that version at all. So Billy did a 3-hour podcast on Thursday night, hated it, and said that he's not uploading it, and then he redid it on Friday morning.
Oh, that you did a second one?
So there's lost tapes out there somewhere.
So the lost tapes punishment produced more lost tapes?
It did.
I thought we just cut down the original one. I didn't know there were two separate
No,
ones.
it produced more lost tapes. Billy has deleted more content in the last week and a half than he's made.
What?
I mean, that's unequivocally true.
It's true.
Oh, if you're just counting this 2 hours and 18 minutes and 38 seconds.
It's almost 2:19.
Yeah, and then let's see. Part of this podcast is Billy showing him while he's tweeting.
There's
Oh wait, no. Here's something interesting.
wait
because I haven't heard about this yet. Okay. Here's a tweet that Billy wrote during his podcast. In the last 2 minutes of this 3-hour podcast, I am now declaring that in 1 week I will do an amazing 3-hour podcast, entertaining clients the way I want to do it. I am taking guests, call-ins, videos, time for prep. It's coming out next Saturday and will be recorded on Friday.
So that's very
I've
shortly
been
from
telling
now.
I've been telling all of you guys this, but no one's really wanted to listen.
So is that going to happen?
that yeah, I have it planned with Donnie,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
A 3-hour podcast.
This time 3 hours.
Wait. Didn't you and I discuss something different?
We talked about something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting 3 hours.
I honestly think I really want to watch this. I'm just like looking at the windows Billy has open.
By the way, I
One
will
of them
say
is Wikipedia of dueling Scar, and then the other one is some guy eating nachos out of a pickup truck.
I think PFT
I've
and I
just-
discussed something
We
different.
talked about Billy doing a very short podcast. That would
no,
come out.
no, this was 3 hours. You're getting
What
3 hours.
What is that? What is
No,
that one? That y'all
by the
talked
way,
about?
Sounds like a
the
threat.
second podcast, I said basically this is the original podcast from Thursday night. I then started to record a new one Friday morning, and then in that kept the old one and was planning to splice in stuff from the new one. But then I realized that it would be better off just spent editing the first one, and there is about an hour and a half of the second podcast from Friday. So that's what's missing.
Well, that makes sense.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So
No, that was
this
easy,
is
that was easy to follow.
this is from Thursday night,
Okay. Why can't you ever do anything normally?
because that's how you're normal.
Just do something normally.
If I was normal, I wouldn't be here.
All right, we're gonna take some bets. We're gonna take some bets on whether or not there's a 3-hour podcast that comes out on Saturday.
What are the odds on that?
I'm putting it at plus 550.
So it's like minus 800 that it doesn't come out.
How do
Yeah.
I compress
Something
a
like
file
Yeah. See, here we go. This is
without?
Yeah, I'm taking.
Okay,
I'll put minus
No, no,
800.
yeah, smart.
But how do
You're just earning points basically. It's
Yeah.
an investment.
Yeah.
It's like a money market account.
I'm just saying I didn't know how to compress the file. How would I have done that? And that's we can talk about this all right.
yeah. This is a non on the air.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
actually-
your whole podcast could just be like you could leave a recording device open on your desk while you try to figure out how to upload a podcast.
I like
and then
this.
that's your podcast.
I'll do that.
look the back end stuff is hard.
All right, so we have a 3-hour podcast definitely coming from Billy on Saturday, and again,
Unless it doesn't.
but it has to be recorded on Friday. Just to be clear, and it has to be an amazing 3-hour podcast. It will have guests, call-ins. You'll have guests and call-ins, videos, and it will also have time for prep. So coming out again Saturday, and it will be recorded on Friday. Now, I don't know if you actually pressed send. Did you press send on that tweet, or you just typed it?
I think I sent it.
I'm watching you construct the tweet right now. You might have gotten cold feet at the last second.
Does that count?
Well, you're
I
doing
remember
edits.
typing it.
You're trying to get down to 280 characters. I think you got it. Tweet. Oh, okay. Capitalizing clients. You're doing spell check on it. This is exhilarating.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's up there?
Yep.
All right. So Billy will be, you have that to look forward to. I'm sure it'll be a real thing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, that's what I just said.
That was some serious Trump speech, but
yeah, that tweet is online. 7 retweets and 49 replies. Billy, don't do this to yourself. This was all part of the plan. Clients being your fraternity brothers. Great plan until the mountains turn blue.
I'm feeling the mountains might have been blue when he wrote that tweet.
no, I was. You really think I drank during my 2-hour and 18-hour podcast? Like I'm on there the whole time.
Okay.
I don't think I even went to the bathroom during that.
Billy forgetting the part where he has to record, publish clip, post to social, etc. That was also part. He was supposed to like make clips. And
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I did make some clips.
He sent me 2 clips. I will say.
Oh,
that.
okay.
Okay.
He sent me 2
Good.
clips.
All right.
I'll give him his flowers there.
By the way, I did this all through iMovie.
You didn't have to.
Well, I didn't know what else to do.
You have Premiere Pro.
Do you think I know how to use it?
I thought that's what
You
you did
told
during
us-
your suspension.
You
No, I put it
told
into.
us.
I recorded it. That was easy when I didn't have to cut. But then I realized I don't know how to cut through Premiere.
Didn't he say?
He said that he was learning Premiere, yeah, and so he was
Okay.
working
Just
on
making
editing.
sure.
Yeah.
No, because I had to do it from the Mac at the end because I was.
Max have Premiere Pro.
I know. I learned a good amount of Premiere Pro, but there's
A
just
good-
some
how
stuff.
much is a good amount? Let's
Uh,
figure this out.
I didn't know how to do transitions.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where on the scale of 0 to 3 hours would you say the percentage that you know of Premiere? About 218.
Yeah, 218.
All right.
Oh no, I remember why I put it on iMovie because I was trying to upload it, and I was going to upload it to YouTube so it could be downloaded, and I couldn't do that through Premiere, but I could do that from iMovie,
I give up. I don't know.
and I just cut it through there. But I do know how to use Premiere, kind of.
218 work.
Okay. Let us do some voicemails. How does that sound? Before we get to voicemails, I want to give a shout out. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual, so when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. BetterHelp is great therapy. I highly recommend therapy to anybody. It can help if you've been through trauma that you're trying to deal with, if you're trying to learn coping skills, if you're going through loss, therapy can help. Therapy is a great tool. I've personally used therapy before. Arian talks about the benefits of therapy. Talk therapy is great for your mind. It's actually great for your body too. Relieves stress. I can't say enough good things about it. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online, plus it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. Could not be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more, save 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/dose. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/dose. All right, let's do some voicemails.
Okay.
What's up, guys? This is Terrell from Pittsburgh. So, what if everyone in the history of the world had a cell phone and you could look at their camera roll? Who would you pick? I think I'd pick Dennis Rodman. Be pretty sick. All right, peace.
Pete Davidson.
Ooh.
Pete Davidson.
Genghis Khan.
Will Chamberlain. I'm being pretty horny right now. I apologize.
I'm not being horny. I'm like
I'm being
historical.
Harry Styles. I'll be horny.
So you would pick Harry Styles' phone so you could see
Yeah.
all the girls that have sent him nudes.
No, I kind of just want
You
to
should pick Olivia Wilde.
No, but I don't even want to. I don't want to see it to see naked Harry Styles. I just kind of want to get an inside look at his life.
You just want to be the biggest stalker possible.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Oh, Julius Caesar.
Why are you going with like historic people?
Because.
Well, that was the question.
Yeah, like those nudes might get leaked one day that you are so seeking. Like Julius Caesar's first contact with Germania and like Egypt with freaking Cleopatra, like Jesus. Imagine Jesus' camera phone, the pictures of like what if he was a mentalist and just good at doing like sleight of hand tricks? That's cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Harry Styles. Avery?
I don't know. I figured you'd want to do like Dan Snyder. Get some
Then you
dirt
could
on
bring
him.
him down.
Yeah, you could bring his ass down.
He's already being brought down.
Yeah, but you could be the one to set the hammer. They'd build a statue of you.
It's true. I'm already going to do that for Jim Irsay, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some rock stars that would be pretty cool to see.
Montezuma.
Like all the shit that went down in the
Ozzy Osbourne.
60s, 70s, 80s. Ozzy Osbourne's camera, that's not a bad one. He's seen some shit. Like he out-partied everybody
Yeah.
back in the 70s.
I want to see Native American civilization before European viruses got there. I want to see like all those ancient cities on the Great Plains.
Ooh, Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing their so that'd be cool to see. Like
no, before Lewis and Clark. Back when the population of North America, before like anybody got there, any European contact was so much larger, and then there was a ton of plagues. That's why European colonization of North America like happened, because the population of people were being affected by smallpox even before there was any contact. Like Lewis and Clark had already been, the damage had been done.
Yeah.
Like, there might have been cities on the Great Plains.
so it's like Christopher Columbus.
No, even before that. Like it was literally, they thought that like a couple of sailors washed up off of boats and somehow made it to North America and like spread European diseases before we even had any recorded European contact in North America.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But also, like Columbus would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
You're on the which one was he on? Was he on the Nina?
I think he was going on all three of them.
He would just like, how do you do that?
Let's
You
see where
sail
his
up
captain quarters
real close
were.
to each other.
Which boat?
The Nina, the Pinta, the
Columbus
Santa
sailed
Maria.
Yeah.
I think he was probably on the Nina because that one always comes first.
What? So they just say, which boat did Columbus sail on? And they're just like, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Yeah, it's all three of them.
I don't think anyone's asked this question.
Yeah, only one of them had to be
Which-
the boat.
The
I only know
the
that
flagship Santa Maria. So the
Boats and
flagships were
hoes?
the captain's
Yeah.
stays.
I only know that from Boats and Hosts.
He was
Nina, the Pinta, the
he was
Santa
probably
Maria.
he was probably on the Santa Maria then, and I would imagine that he saw a lot of cool shit when he got to the United States. He like captured all the spices. That's basically what he was sent on a mission for. Was like, hey, bring back stuff that will make food taste good, and then maybe some gold too. That'd be nice. But yeah, that's not a bad pick.
Mike Tyson's my official pick.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's seen some shit for sure. He's for sure.
Or
seen
Michael
some
Jordan. One of the
I
two.
was going to say Michael Jordan, maybe.
Yeah.
George Washington, he had a pretty interesting life.
Yeah, but you like those celebrities in modern times, like the athletes and rock stars, you kind of can imagine what was going on. Like there's shit we might have not even known even existed, like stuff we don't even know about in pictures from like super ancient historical figures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cleopatra would be cool.
Yeah.
King Tut.
Cleopatra might have put a pot full of bees and turned it into a sex toy because it was the only way to create vibration.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Look up Cleopatra.
She made a vibrator out of a fucking hornet's nest?
Yes. Because it was the only thing that vibrated like that.
That fucking rocks if that's true.
Cleopatra bee.
She's my number one now if Cleopatra did that. That is so cool.
Cleopatra in the sexy bee myth. Oh, no. Is it a myth?
Is Cleopatra's bee-powered gourd the first vibrator?
Yeah. But we don't know that. She probably had pictures of it in her iPhone.
I don't know if that's what you're taking pictures of.
The bee vibe. It sounds like a very dangerous game that you're playing with yourself. Couldn't you have like something in there that doesn't sting?
Well, if it's totally wrapped up.
Just get flies or something. Like flies.
No, they don't. Bzzz.
They got wings.
I think it's
What's up with Egypt, by the way? Egypt gets a lot of love. No disrespect to any Egyptians out there, but like, why do we learn in the United States? Why is there like a year where every child learns about Egypt and pyramids and the Sphinx and hieroglyphics and all that stuff?
because it's ancient civilization that came out of Africa.
But I'm saying like there's a lot of different history in a lot of different parts of the world. Why is Egypt like kids have to know about Egypt?
Because it's more inclusive.
What do you mean?
It's an inclusive civilization.
You could study other parts of Africa. I'm not saying like don't study any of the Middle East or any of Africa.
But like it was one of the first.
But you know what I'm saying? Like we go balls deep in Egypt, and kids get obsessed over pyramids and mummies and shit. And it's part of like the American zeitgeist is all this ancient Egypt stuff. I'm just curious who selected ancient Egypt as being like the very popular thing that we should all get focused on.
I think it's because it's easier to teach young kids because a lot of this, like for example, Greece, the stuff that ancient Greece is like revered for is harder to explain than pyramids, mummies, like the practices like explaining Pythagoras and Greek civilization and democracy, which actually does come later in history classrooms. Pyramids are just more easily tangible to a young child.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. The short answer is that it's cool.
Yeah.
Like mummies are cool. You can teach a kid about a mummy. And a
Toilet
kid's
paper
like,
wrapped up.
Yeah, a kid's like, okay, I get this. Yeah, mummies. Ooh, awesome, scary.
Yeah. Like
Sarcophaguses,
big tombs,
giant pyramids, camels walking around
blocks.
outside. Yeah, that shit's interesting to kids. I can see that.
Cleopatra, low-key hot.
Was she hot, or was she just powerful?
Well, Caesar didn't have to hit, and he did.
Is that true?
Yeah. Pretty sure Caesar and Cleopatra were like hooking up, and then some other Roman general is coming down the Nile River. And like the Nile.
You know what's awesome about Cleopatra?
We need to do an Egypt episode.
We should. Okay, yeah, Egypt episode. You know what's pretty cool about Cleopatra is that she offed herself by letting a snake bite her.
Well, what do you think she was trying to
It's
do?
like the season finale of.
Think about what she did with bees. Think about what she was doing with the snake.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
She probably had a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And she was probably holding on her bean, and it went wrong.
God.
Dude, there's no rattlesnakes native to North Africa.
Not anymore, because they probably saw that one. She probably suffocated all of them, and that was the angriest one. And they're like, "Don't use that one, Cleopatra. That one's ornery." And she's like, "I can tame him. I must." And then one thing led to another.
Oh my god.
Okay. Shout out Cleopatra. Great job. Very horny.
What do we got, Matt?
I guess
doubt there was any pythons north of the north of the
here's where
Sahara.
Billy's definitely wrong about something.
What, herpetology?
Yeah, well, figuring out where a python might have been 3,000 years ago. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you might not know exactly what you're talking about on that one.
Fauna doesn't change.
They can get moved around.
I mean, I guess coming down the Nile, a python from sub-Saharan Africa could come up.
Yeah. No duh.
Do you want to do another
Yeah.
voicemail?
Before we do one more voicemail though, we got bare bottom clothing delivered to the office. Have you guys put it on yet?
Is there girl stuff?
It's super soft. I don't know. I got some shirts. I got a windbreaker. I got shorts.
I need some of that.
I got pants. I wore their pants this weekend. Went down to James Madison University, played in the alumni game there. had the nice bare bottom pants on, the joggers, as my warm up pants. Tell you, they kept me warm. They kept me very warm indeed. Bare bottom clothing is super comfortable. When I got their package at my desk, Roan turned around. He was like, "Hey, is that bare bottom?" And he wouldn't shut up about how much he loved their clothes. He's a big fan of their clothes. Now, so am I. They're made for comfort. You can wear them anywhere. They've got styles that have minimal logos and branding, so it makes getting ready for your day super easy. And one of the most popular clothing brands with us here at Barstool. I love it. Again, Roan loves it. Glennie Balls loves it. Nick loves it. We all had that conversation the other day. I put it on for the first time, and I was like, this is legit. I'm a fan for life of bare bottom clothing. Their biggest sale of the year is this Black Friday through Cyber Monday. Get up to 20% off site-wide. Go to barebottomclothing.com/macrodosing to get free shipping on your first purchase. barebottomclothing.com/macrodosing to get free shipping on your first purchase. It's bare bottom.
Last voicemail?
Sure.
Let's do it.
No, it's Jimmy G once again from San Diego, California. I just got one question for the crew. Let's just say you have a 24-hour clock. The world's about to end. What are you guys doing? If I had to guess, Billy's going to the wild and shooting pigeons. Big T? I don't know. I'll be going to church. Madeline, I can feel like you're going to a nice dessert or like a nice like a brunch more so. I'm gonna go get some fucking screwdrivers with my gals. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys. Stay handsome. Stay beautiful. Keep producing great content. Jimmy G out.
That
Thank
feels
you.
a bit sexist to be like the last 24 hours on Earth, the only girl is gonna go get brunch.
Well,
I don't think anyone would be serving.
that's
Yeah.
a good point. I was going to say beers with the boys.
Yeah.
Just have one last beer with the boys. Man, imagine how hard
Well,
that
no,
beer
what
would
would
hit.
happen is you'd start drinking
That beer would hit different.
hour one, then you'd be like, yo, guys, we only have a couple hours left and we can do whatever we want because we're about to die.
Yeah. And then what?
Depending on where you are, probably like if we were near the White House, go into the White House, like find all the cool stuff. If you're in New York, I don't know.
Riot?
Riot.
Yeah, it'd probably be some rioting done. I think whatever I would do would be, I don't like how they did things on Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up. Dumb movie.
They spent all day cooking a giant meal.
Yeah.
The wife brought her husband over with his new girlfriend. And then they sat down at a table and they didn't even eat.
They didn't even finish their meal.
They didn't finish their meal. They just waited to die together in the most awkward environment.
Yeah,
I
that was
would-
weird.
I would get drunk.
Yeah, I could get drunk.
Actually, you know what?
I'd then go try to ride a rhino at the zoo.
Okay.
Like I'd go
Let
do
nature
dumb
take
shit.
care of it before.
Well, you open, let them all out.
I'd
Okay.
set up like a football game with the boys. Just throw the rock around one more time.
One
Love
last
that.
catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So Billy,
Or go play catch at like MetLife.
Yeah,
on
something
the
like
field.
that.
yeah.
Or in
Can
Yankee Stadium.
you get an open container on a rhino? I'd like to see. Probably no cops at that point. They're all home with
Yeah.
their families.
Do you think it would just become the purge?
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it would, but I think only certain bad activities would happen. I don't think you'd see a lot of murder.
What's the point?
Yeah, because like, okay, it does the law of having no murder. Does that mean that like,
People want to murder?
yeah, does having a law against murder stop you from murdering people?
No.
It definitely stops some people.
Really?
You think?
I have committed exactly as many murders as I want to commit.
You're a pretty rational, sane person for the most part.
Yeah, but I feel like
There-
most people.
You don't think someone has like thought about killing somebody and been like, you know what, this probably is, the consequences are probably not worth this action.
It's not worth it. Yeah, you're probably right.
Now, I don't know what percentage that is.
What
I
percentage
think
that
it
would
be a lot
actually
of
stop?
spousal.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I'm not advocating for there being no law against murder.
Wait,
I think that there is.
type.
I think that's
of
good.
It's a good thing that there's law
relationship
because also you take people that commit murder and they have to go away so they don't murder again.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's more. I think intrapersonal murders more common than
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
random murder.
Listen, I'm so good anytime I watch like a first 48 hours or like any sort of true crime thing on YouTube. I'm great. I'm like, the husband did it. And then 99% of the time I'm right.
Dude, I saw a crazy true crime episode that was so fucked up. I don't even want to say it.
Kaylee Anthony.
Wichita, Kansas.
Did y'all see the Casey Anthony doc that's coming out?
I did, and I would like to invite her to come on to the podcast to discuss.
She might do it.
She might do it. Casey Anthony, you are welcome to come on to this podcast and discuss.
I'm surprised by that.
In
Are you?
person.
Yeah.
No, so okay, here's how I truly feel about Casey Anthony. She's a monster, and she definitely killed her kid, and she then turned on her parents and did some like even crazy on top of that stuff to them. She's like a terrible, terrible human being, bottom of the barrel. But I'm also fascinated by her. I'm truly fascinated by her brain because she is a utterly compulsive liar. She lies about everything, and she sees the world through like a utterly different perspective. She is crazy. She's crazy as you can get, but in a way that's like, I want to know more about. I want to keep watching her lie and just see how many lies she can tell.
What's nuts though is that mothers killing their children isn't the weirdest like fucked up shit that humans do, because like hamsters eat their children. Like mothers in the animal kingdom constantly kill their children.
Are you justifying Casey Anthony?
No.
But that is a very Billy thing to say. Like it's not really that bad because like hamster moms do it, so like it's in our brains somewhere. I just find it fascinating. The story I always think about is where she's taking the detectives who are questioning her, and she's like, "Yeah, I work at Universal Studios." Did I tell this story already in the show? I don't know.
Mm-mm.
She's taking the detectives that are questioning her in the murder of her child, and she's like, "Yeah, I work at Universal Studios. Come meet me at work. We can get a room there." And so she's walking through the hallways of the building, and she keeps walking, and she's like talking to them about nothing, and they're looking at each other like, "This is really strange. What's going on?" After about like 10 minutes of walking through this building, she finally gets to the end of a hallway, and she turns around and she's like, "Okay, so I don't actually technically work here." And she was just like waiting it out until the very end. Like when George Costanza takes his Susan's parents out like to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
And he finally reaches the end and he's like, "I don't have a house, okay? All right, I don't have one. You guys did it."
That's crazy.
So not only did she not have an office there, but she hadn't worked there in like over a year. And when she worked there, she didn't work in that building. Her job was she would like sell you tickets after you went on a ride, and like your hands were in the air when you went down, you know, like on the log flume ride.
She sold the pictures?
She sold the pictures, and she did that for like 2 months. And then she told the cops that like she worked in marketing at Universal Studios or something. And so then she took them on that wild goose chase. Just insane. And the interrogation videos that they have of her, just fascinating, because the entire time the cops are just like, "Casey, stop lying. We know this is a lie. Stop it." And she's just like, "I swear to God, it's not a lie." And then she stacks another lie on top of that. And it just drives the detectives crazy because they're like, they don't know how to communicate with her. So
In fairness, it worked.
it did work.
So, I mean,
She was found not guilty, right?
why would you stop lying?
She's always gotten away with it. And it goes back to when she was a kid. Like she would lie to her parents about going to school, and then found out that she'd just been skipping class for the entire year. And then she like lied about something like walking at graduation. I think they ended up letting her walk at graduation, and then she claimed that she had a high school diploma and her parents went along with it. There's a long list of lies from young Miss Casey Anthony. But I'm fascinated to watch this show on her. But no, I'm joking earlier. She's banned from macrodosing. That's
What?
the ruling. What?
I kind of want to have her on.
No, she's banned.
You just said you wanted to have her on.
If she follows me, then she can come on the show.
Would you let her be the millionth?
Casey Anthony?
Yeah.
The millionth in Club 999?
You just said if she follows you, you're not taking followers right now unless it's...
I'm not accepting followers. Right now, my follower acceptance rule is down to Elon Musk, Miley Cyrus, Cardi B, and The Rock. Those are the 4.
What a mix.
Adding Casey Anthony,
Yeah.
that really kicks it up a notch.
Can she come in on ladies' night? When is there going to be another ladies' night?
Ladies' night's tonight, yeah. So if you're
Oh,
listening
okay.
to this, it's probably already happened, but it's happening tonight. We're going to talk about we're talking about Love Is Blind season 3. So that'll be fascinating. Mad Dog, you love Love Is Blind, right?
Biggest fan I know. Right here.
Are you really?
No, I've never seen it.
Never seen any of them?
No, I'm not a big reality show person.
It's a fascinating show. All right.
I've heard.
I'm trying. I looked up Casey Anthony on Twitter. I don't think she's on Twitter. She probably's got a burner out there,
She definitely shouldn't be on Twitter.
or she would get herself in some trouble for sure.
Well, so much negativity.
Oh, does she have Instagram?
I don't think she's on social media. I
Uh,
don't think you can exist.
That would be wild of her to just be posting selfies on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Mussolini's
Oh.
granddaughter's on there, and then
Who's she? I mean, Casey Anthony.
Hinckley's
How
on
much
there,
would she
too.
make on OnlyFans? You think?
oh my God,
Yeah, that's
An unfathomable amount of money. I'm shocked she hadn't done it yet.
it would be crazy.
How does she have any money? Like, what has she done?
books.
I don't think
Appearances.
has she written a book?
I think she has.
Who the hell's paying her for an appearance?
This documentary that just
Right, but this is the first time she's really done anything in 10, 15 years.
I found what might be her Twitter account.
already.
She's posting 9/11 conspiracies on there.
way.
What's the at? Text it to me. You don't have to say it.
Yeah,
What-
text in the group.
Wait, no, I don't think this is it.
Why did you think it was her?
Just based on vibes.
Well, I guess we'll find out what she has to say in a couple weeks.
we will.
I've been waiting to eat this rotisserie chicken this whole episode.
Are you asking permission to leave before we're done?
I just haven't eaten all day.
That sounds awful, Billy. Billy,
It's 4:45.
Billy, do an ad read for these Shady Rays.
Yes. I love Shady Rays. I rock Shady Rays all the time when driving, when walking, when I'm on my hot girl walks. I wear Shady Rays. They're honestly the best sunglasses I've ever owned because they're durable, they look great, and they're affordable. So don't break the bank this holiday season. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that gives you the features of $200 shades for a fraction of the price, and a fraction of that price during their biggest Black Friday sale ever. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles catered to everyone in every lifestyle. The best part about Shady Rays is their insane protection program featuring lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your shades on day one, they told us that they will send you a brand new pair. No questions asked. Dropped in the lake, off a cliff, anything, they'll replace them. Looking to gift Shady Rays for the holidays? The lost and broken coverage transfers to anyone that you gift them to. They'll get great polarized shades and protection no matter what happens to them in the future. Shady Rays are the best holiday gift if you ever thought of giving. Act now for their best Black Friday selection. Up to 60% off site-wide. 60% off. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades. Love Shady Rays.
They're the best.
I
love
actually
them too.
have so many pairs of Shady Rays because there's a Shady Ray for every occasion.
There's a Shady for every Ray.
Damn right.
So a little preview of next week. Housekeeping. We're doing one episode. It's going to come out on Tuesday, right?
It'll come out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll record it on Monday. We're going to have
Be like old times.
Yeah, we're going to have the Wonton Don here.
Yep.
And we're going to do we're going to talk about FIFA because myself and Donnie are about to go over to the World Cup over in Qatar, flying into Doha on Tuesday, and won't be here for the rest of the week. Missing out on Thanksgiving, but hopefully come back with some great content for you guys. And Monday's show that we'll record on Monday, come out on Tuesday. Again, will be with Donnie, and it'll be on FIFA. Watch the documentary, the FIFA documentary on Netflix. That's your homework. Billy, what's your homework?
Watching the Netflix documentary on FIFA corruption.
Okay.
Are you at all concerned? Obviously, the concerns with Qatar have been well noted, but you saw the video of them getting in the face of the camera crew?
I did. I saw that. I saw the video of them, or the blog post of them taking another press person's camera. I think that Donnie and I, we know how to handle ourselves. I think we know when to push, when to pull. And I think that we are just looking to go over there and show honestly what a great country Qatar is and how supportive their officials are and how they've really turned the corner and really cleaned themselves up and how, guess what? Qatar is finally open for business. So very happy to be showcasing that country in all of their glory. The corruption and scandals, that's all mostly people that are either fake news media or something that's been put up by some of their rivals in the past. They're just jealous of the glory of Qatar. And they're snakes. They're snakes, every last one of them. So, no, I'm not worried about that. Qatar's a beautiful place with perfect people and great government. So, can't wait to go over there. It'll be fantastic.
Will you be taking any Molly over there?
I will not be taking any Molly over there.
Good to hear.
No drugs. In fact, we'll talk about this a little bit on Monday, but I've done some more looking on the list of things that are and are not allowed over there. I might not be able to wear shorts.
What?
We'll talk about this Monday. How about that for a tease? It's going to be like 85 degrees. I don't think I'm allowed to wear shorts over there. Nightmare.
It's like a fancy club.
You're a shorts guy too.
You're a
I am
shorts guy.
a shorts
You
man.
have amazing calves, and there's
Thank you,
see
Billy.
no light of day over
Thank
there.
you, Billy. Yeah, nobody will know how athletic I am if I can't wear shorts.
Well, thank God, so you won't no women will be seduced by you.
That's
And then
true.
You can't
Yeah.
get in trouble for
That's
that.
very true.
Those are some American calves.
Yeah, they see these American calves and they want.
The girls will be falling at their knees.
You see the calf, you want the bull. You know. Just came up with that one right
It's a
now.
good way to end it.
That's a pretty good way to end the show.
Yeah, we should top it up.
Also, on next week's show, I'll do a passport reveal because my passport photo. I would arrest me if I saw this. I swear to God, I would arrest me pre-crime. All right, see you guys next week. Love you guys.